Hey guys, how's it going? Hey Ayush, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Mike.
Doing good. Happy. What day is it today? Is it Wednesday?
Yeah,
It's
it is
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah.
It is Wednesday. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm not very organized. I haven't got the chat up in front of me, so I should probably do that. How's the week been so far, Ayush?
Pretty much slow, and we got some scalps yesterday. Explained that we'll see some reaction, but pretty much in range. So I feel that we need some good push in crypto. I think the gold is also in range. So just gonna wait for some long, long-term swing trade because
Yeah.
I'm tired to trading intraday in this range from in Ethereum and to BTC. So yeah.
Painful at the moment. Painful.
Yeah.
Also,
Also,
we got my FX notes. Good to see you. Got Glenn. Glenn's in there straight off the bat. George, Giomir, Sunil, Jan, Maverick, Mohammed. Good to see all of you guys. Hope you are doing well. Let us know in the chat what you are trading today. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Let's hit some records again today. We're celebrating. What was it? We hit 1,000 subscribers last week, and we're already at 1.43. So get us to 2,000. We'll be doing more giveaways. Jonathan's not here, so we can prove that we don't need Jonathan around to get those subscribers.
Yeah.
Get us to 2,000 subscribers when Jonathan's not here, and yeah, just imagine his reaction. He won't know what to do with himself.
We might hit it before end of this month, I guess. Easily.
I reckon you're right. We could well be doing that. So what are we looking at today, Ayush? What have you got in your sights today on the markets?
So we talk about the... Yeah, not really much after the daily open. I'm expecting good volume after the NY open, but we got this 1:1 scalp yesterday. I was not really bullish on Ethereum because we were not really giving it was not really giving us enough confirmation after the CPI candle for longs. So I went short because it closed below the support area and tapped the monthly open. And I was actually calling out this level yesterday that be careful at monthly open because the opening prices of higher time frame works as good supply and demand zone. And also we tapped on daily time frame this support area on Bitcoin. But after in demand zone, what we expect is good bullish movement. But instead of that, we are in a very slow range. So we need more data. And what do you think, Mike? Are we in a good market or bad in crypto? I think if we have something like this in futures, we don't really care about. We can scalp on lower time frame. But I think in crypto, we need some volume, at least on 4 hours.
There's just no volume in crypto at the moment at all. It's almost as if Bitcoin has had a nice little rally, right? But it's almost as if nobody quite believes it. Everyone's kind of like, yeah, I'm not buying it, and there is just no volume. There's just nothing coming in, and so I feel as though we're ETH. If we're looking at where we are right now, there might be some scalp opportunities, but you're spending so much time sitting in ranges like this, where, let me get my drawing tool. Where's my drawing tool? There we go. You're sitting in ranges like this, or in here, or in here, or in here. You can't really pick a direction because it just chops around, and then it might spike out, and then you've got to sit again and wait a good while for anything to really happen. So it's not a particularly conducive market to trade, and that's on ETH. Bitcoin, very much the same. You could argue that you've got a bit of a trend happening, but it's so choppy that it's almost like the moves are more inclined towards swing trades, but then there's nothing for swing traders either, because there's nothing significant really happening. BNB has made a bit of a move today. I saw we got a breakout here, so maybe there's something on BNB. If we get a bit of a pullback, retest this previous resistance area, that might be a nice opportunity potentially. So maybe somewhere around that area might see an opportunity for some longs, say something like that. Probably wouldn't, I don't know if we're going to get that far, but something along those lines, maybe a 1 to 2, that's a possibility. But again, we need the volume for that to really happen. And so you're then going to be sitting in a trade for God knows how long, right? So
yesterday we had the same issue. We were expecting that CPI will do something, CPI did nothing, and I don't know, from last 2-3 months we can see no reaction on newses. I think market forgot about the pump we used to get in all the markets, like 1%, 2% during the newses, but it's nothing. I think the days are gone where we place buy limit, sell limit, and pass the evaluation. But now we have to focus on the NY.
Those are long on crypto. Those are long gone. You've got to have a lot of patience. Doge. I mean, when I was with you guys last week, you obviously had Doge. We had that sell that I was talking about. That played actually out quite nicely. But again, we broke down and then we've just continued to range. There's, ordinarily I would look at something, like Doge right now is up 3% on the day. That's great. But actually in grand scheme of things, it's still not really giving you a huge amount. I mean, if we go down to the 5-minute, would I want to sell from here? I don't know. I can still see us coming higher up. I can still see us coming up and retesting the higher levels. But do I like this structure as Alex would look at this for a break and retest, for example. So would you turn around and say, right, okay, I'm going to do, let me just get my fibs out, do a breakout from here up to there. Let's just reverse that around. Reverse it. There we go. So wait for us to get down to this level and take a long, for example, somewhere here. And then look, and look for a, an expansion up higher, 2 to 1, something like that. Possible. Again, possible. What do you think?
The risk to reward makes really sense. Instead of targeting much more higher, we are good with 1:1 or 1:2. It's the most consistent RRIC in all markets.
I mean, it's the only thing you're going to get anywhere close to the kind of big moves is going to be something like PAX. But even PAX is. I mean,
range.
Look at it. It's just chop. It's really not pleasant at all, right? Actually, sorry. I don't want to delete those levels because those are important levels for me. But just they don't feel as though we're bouncing around these areas. And we're kind of hovering around these lines, but there's just nothing that says, oh, that's a great opportunity. If you look at it on the hourly, that's just horrible price action. Really nasty stuff. I mean, we've expanded out from this range that we kind of coiled into, and then we've expanded out again, and now we're ranging back down again. It just doesn't feel very pleasant opportunities right now. Mohammed's just hit his stop loss on Bitcoin. Sorry to hear that, Mohammed. I'm guessing you were long as it's coming down.
For now, what I can see is that we got a good intraday reaction on the Doge. after the exact candle, which was 12 p.m., tapped into the monthly open. As I see Ethereum and Bitcoin key levels, and look what kind of reaction I'm getting on Doge. So this was a really good reaction, but it was at near daily open, which is nearly like very early morning in my country. So this could have been a really great long on Doge, and that's what I like about Doge, mainly when Ethereum and Bitcoin is in range, we can get good opportunities on Doge, because it is the one which can give us good volume, even though we had really bad range in the after from last 2 days. But yeah, this was a really good move. And also on the same time, we had at 12 p.m. tapped the daily wick zone as a support and got good reaction over here. So that's the best way to look at the altcoins we have, only if they follow the movement of the main cryptocurrencies. Not like Tau or Zcash, they have different way of correlation with the Bitcoin. But yeah, Doge actually follows what Ethereum and Bitcoin does. As of now, I don't have anything to say about Doge. I missed the move, and I'm just gonna sit on my hands and wait for. I think the price we can see right here is because we tapped into this. Let me show you that how this wick is also again acting as resistance. It should be visible much more higher. Wait, let me make it visible on weekly time frame as well. So if we go on weekly, you guys can see that we had this wicks of previous weekly candle, and right now it is acting as higher time frame resistance. You can see we got exact tap in that area, and price is coming back. And not always possible that you will get exact key level on Bitcoin as well. So whenever price is in key level on Ethereum, I be careful on Bitcoin as well, even though people say that Bitcoin is a main pair which and others are alt, but I've seen always that we get same sort of reaction on Bitcoin as well if Ethereum is in higher time frame key area. That's why we can see Ethereum is also coming back lower, even though we have no such proper zone to mark on Bitcoin to call it as okay, we are coming back from the supply zone. But I can't really see any supply zone. It is just a double top pattern coming back lower. So Jonathan is in chat.
Johnson's in chat. Alexander, where are you? More like Jonathan, where are you? The guy who's supposed to be in charge of all of this, and he's not even showing up. He's just going to sit in the chat. Yeah, that's a poor showing. Sunil says he's short on Bitcoin, which, I mean, as you've just gone through, Ayush, makes sense. We're obviously seeing that drop now on the 1 hour. The thing for me is, if I look at the 1 hour, I don't think we've gone through my strategy. That I normally trade CFDs, right? So crypto, I traded a few years ago, lost a lot of money and learned my lesson and stopped. And then Jonathan and Alex said, "Hey, Mike, come join Tradeify Crypto." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Let me go and do that. That sounds like a great idea. Let me go and relearn those lessons once again." But what I do is I look for turning points. So turning points for me are predominantly engulfing candles, and an engulfing candle by definition for me is it takes the high and the low of the previous, not just the open and the close, but the high and the low. And then what you do is you look for a retest within the wick. So if it's a bullish engulfing candle, you look for a retest of the lower wick, and if it's a bearish engulfing candle, you look for a retest of the higher wick. And if we've got that 1 hour, for example, there, then what we do is we drill further down and we see, right, do we have a zone on the 15 minute? We don't. If we go down to the 5 minute, we also, well, the 5 minute we kind of do, but it's a very weak one, is you have this little zone here. So it's not an engulfing candle that you would want for a bullish move necessarily, but this wick rejection and then this retest would have been the nice kind of confirmation to get into a long. Now, obviously, you don't know that that's going to be an engulfing candle on the 1 hour until it's actually closed. But then you go back and you look for other examples of where it's retested. So, for example, you would see, for example, this one here. You've got that wick just there. Again, it's not a full engulfing candle, so that's why it hasn't really found enough volume to push higher. But that's kind of the structure that I look for. Very, very simple. Looking for those retests of those areas. And that can work quite nicely. It works particularly well on gold CFDs. So I've been kind of trying to see if I can make it work on packs. But that's kind of the idea, is trying to look for those turning points where price has really made a conscious decision to take the highs and then shoot on down, and you look for price to retest that area to potentially get in for other trades. Glenn's asking, do I always use the 1 hour? Jonathan knows me too well. So the problem is, I don't think I can do it on here. So I can't do it on DX Trade. But if you look at my trading view, you'll see that I do like to go for the obscure time frames. So I like to have the 7 and the 11 minute and the 11 hour and the 7 hour. Reason being, and there is method to my madness with this, right? Everybody looks at the 5 and the 15 and the half hour and the 1 hour and the 4 hour. They are all multiples of the same thing, right? So everybody's looking at all the same thing. Whereas if you go in and you look at something, say, for example, the 11 minute, it just gives you a different perspective on the structure of that chart. And so what you'll get is you'll get an accumulation of orders that might be hitting at the end of the hour or at the beginning of the hour, and it gathers them all because it overlaps, if that makes sense. So you get a different perspective. So when you see something very choppy, you might not see any kind of real opportunity or any real structure. But if you go down to the 11 or the 7, sometimes it will look exactly the same. It will look like a mess. And sometimes it will just give you a different perspective. So for example, right here, now I'm seeing a 7 hour candle to the downside and a 7 hour candle to the upside, which confirms my thoughts earlier, which is we're stuck in a very choppy range, right? The 11 hour does the same kind of thing, right? Gives us this long wick here, this engulfing to the downside. So right now, for me, gold would be a sell whilst we retest this area here. That would be my bias at the moment, is that we've had an engulfing candle to the downside on the 11 hour there. We've got, let me start with some drawings. So we've got one there. We've got one there. So those are suggesting that we're going to have downward pressure. And so then we start looking for ones that might be going the opposite direction. And the only one that we have going the opposite direction at the moment is this one here. And so that's where we're kind of facing that argument between the buyers and the sellers, let's say. So Mike, then I'd be going down, make further. Sorry, go on.
I mean, yeah, I think we kind of have a really similar way of marking the supply and demand zone and breaking down on lower time frame whether we get some reaction or not. Like you mark this red support zone. If you see some sort of closing on lower time frame, I think you'll go short, right?
So I would be looking at shorts unless I see some kind of reaction in this area, right? So this area at the moment for me is support. Yeah. Because of what I highlighted earlier. So this long wick here was bullish momentum coming in. Now on the daily, it doesn't necessarily look that way, but it still is on that Monday candle, right? The Monday candle was a bullish engulfing. So there was an attempt by buyers to push us higher. Yes, it was then negated, let's say, by the bearish engulfing from yesterday. So that's why I'm then looking also at sells. But there's still this support area. There's still this kind of wick, let's say on the 7 hour, for example, that has some kind of support to hold sellers off. So it's just a question of going down and looking for levels. At the moment, we've got 1-2 wicks nicely. So realistically speaking, if I was looking for a sell, actually, I'd probably look at something like this. That would be a sell idea maybe right now. Something like that. So seeing this as our current resistance level and looking us to push down and retest the middle of this wick. That would be a solid place to consider. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Jonathan's still trolling. Good to see that. Glad some things never change. I've known Jonathan for too long now, and if he's not on stream, he just sits there and trolls you. And so then I have to try and rage bait him to come and join us on the stream. So we'll see if maybe we can do that. I'm trying to think, what could I use to rage bait Jonathan to join the stream? I mean, I could start saying how wonderful ICT is. I know that would really get him. If I just talk about amazing ICT and how wonderful it is, then that normally gets him. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not sure if ICT gets him on crypto the way that it does on FX and and that side of things. So we'll have to see. But yeah, that's normally the trigger for Jonathan. So
when we talk about ICT, we can see on his face that he have a lot of things to say, but he's just controlling himself on the chat.
Have you noticed he ends up with like a little twitch? He's like he kind of gets like a nervous twitch that he just goes, almost becomes like this kind of Tourette's thing, So, and me having my hat backwards is raging him enough. Hang on, what if I do that, Jonathan? Would that be better? That'll get him. This will get him. If I do that, and no, I can't really. No, I haven't really got anything else, but that might get him. We'll see. Jonathan versus ICT. Let's go, says Abdullah. Do you know what? I think that's a brilliant idea for a stream, Abdullah. I really like that idea. I think that's what. Now he needs a shower. Okay. Didn't realize that me wearing the hat sideways, Jonathan, was going to get you that excited. I think I'll probably put it back that way then. If that's going to get Jonathan so excited, then we'll probably stick with it this way. Because we don't want to get him too excited. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about sell on packs, Ayush?
So if you look at my chart, we are currently tapping the weekly open. As you know that I use the opening price as the main supply demand zone, and we got some reaction from this wicks on higher time frame. As you can see, still price is not able to close above 47.60. And let's go on daily time frame, and we saw some reaction from this previous resistance zone converting into support. And also we have this wick form right here, and so I'm not really bearish on gold because price is not actually below the weekly open to indicate that price can go more lower, but yeah, if we get some sort of reaction, something like this on lower time frame, then it will look good for shorts. But right now, no. I think we still need to close below the weekly open and give us some good volume bear candle in order to go lower.
Because how long would you normally hold your trades?
So like on crypto, basically I look at 15-minute and 4-hour. Like you use higher time frame candles as well. So if we look at 15-minute, I use the 4-hour candle to decide my bias. So currently you can see that we are not actually going lower than the this wicks, and on future side it's totally different. I trade on 1 minute using 15-minute candle higher time frame and the supply demand zone and scalp there. So different time frames in the different markets like crypto and futures.
Yeah.
So usually look for a wick, some reaction. If it respects, then I'll wait for the confirmation and go long or short. And if it invalidates the support area and converts into resistance, I'll go for short sets. It's the simplest way to trade. And that's what I have. Mm-hmm.
What do you prefer trading these days? Do you prefer futures? Or do you prefer crypto?
So crypto from last 2-3 months, and also from last 2-3 weeks, it's really tough for intraday trades as well, because we are in a very bad range. So currently I'm trading and Q, because you can see we are just breaking all-time highs every single day. Trading with Tradeify futures.
Yeah, it's not easy. Medex Web saying, I thought this stream was supposed to have Anastasiia. Anastasiia is going to be joining us later. I do have a very beautiful blonde just lying on the floor next to me instead of Anastasiia, but it's just my golden retriever dog. So it's not quite the same. She's definitely not going to be as good at trading as Anastasiia is. So yeah, sorry for that, Medex, but I believe she's going to be joining us later on, as is Jonathan, supposedly, if he gets out the shower, because I apparently got him all hot and bothered by wearing my hat. So he's got to go and clean himself down and kind of wipe himself off. Johnny, the giveaways, what's happening with the giveaways? Ayush, you'll know better than I do on that.
Yeah, I think when we cross the 20 likes, I think Jonathan mostly does the giveaway. So 20 likes, we'll do a giveaway. 30, I think, I'm not sure about the today's target, but let's assume that if we cross 30 like target, then we'll do a giveaway when he'll join us. So yeah, and if we hit more likes, then we'll do another one, maybe 50 or 60. The first target is, I think, 30 for today, because we have Anastasiia breaking down her order flow strategy. So make it 30 and Jonathan is saying 67 likes. I don't know why I read it as 67 first instead of 67.
All right. Well, we're at 19 likes so far, guys. So come on, we can do better than that, right? We can do better than 19 for sure. Yeah, as Glenn says, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. We're at 1,430 subscribers right now, which is already pretty impressive, given the fact that we haven't really run this channel for very long. Yeah. And I've only really been on since last week. So really, it was never really going to take off until Alex and I started really coming on stream. So, Jonathan could only really achieve so much without us. So yeah, now he wants 76. See, this is the problem with Jonathan. He keeps changing the goalposts. Suddenly it's 67, then it's 76. He's just chopping and changing. Yeah, I know, Mohammed. I know. It's just he can't make up his mind. So my apologies for that. I have taken a short on gold. I'm going to see how it plays out. I'm looking at basically a 1-to-1 roughly. Reason being was that analysis I did earlier, but also the fact that we've broken this low here. So I'm expecting us to pull back down and pull into towards this daily level that I have marked out earlier. Daily levels I like to mark out by using the line charts, and then I just go to daily time frame and I pick this up from Scruffy Trader. Those of you that don't know Scruffy Trader, he doesn't normally trade crypto, normally does CFDs, but the principles are the same. And so what he'll do is he'll mark out a chart using the line chart, and he'll mark out levels where price has bounced, and so then those are key levels to look for, and he kind of uses that as a trading arena. So that's how I mark that out. And yeah, if you look at that rejection on the 1 hour, that was quite a nice rejection. We've still got another half an hour to go, so I think it's reasonable. Probably we'll see a retest of this wick here, and then hopefully start to see some sellers come back in again. But let's see. We'll see how it goes. Probably risked way too much. What about my stop indicators?
Yeah, what kind of indicator is that?
My so I don't actually have any indicators as such, as you can see on here, and I don't actually have any indicators on here. I'm working on some scripted indicators I've been writing with Claude to mark out things like the engulfing candles and things like that. So I think I might have them here. Let's have a look. Do have them somewhere. So I've got inside bars, which I've been working on. And so that just marks out levels where there's an inside bar. So an inside bar for me is where it hasn't taken the high and the low of the previous candle. And the idea is that just gives you somewhere where price consolidated and it contracted. And so that's normally an area where you can see price come back. So that's one, you can just about see the lines. That's one indicator that I've been working on. And the other one is this one. And this is the engulfing candle one. Don't know if this will work. Let's see. There we go. So the defaults on it aren't very good, but what it does is it just marks out those zones where you might expect to see a reaction on different time frames. So I'm still refining it, but it basically just means that you can have those zones marked out for you, and purely just on complete engulfing candles. But as I say, it's still a work in progress, so I'm not using it actively at the moment. I'm still just using it by eye instead for trading. So yeah. Johnny says it's showing 23 likes. Apology, Johnny. 26 now. So we're getting very close to the 30. Sorry about that, Johnny. I have to keep refreshing the page to see it because we can only see it when we watch the stream ourselves, which is a bit confusing to watch yourself back. But good to see you, Johnny. And Solana. Let's have a look at Solana. Solana's had a bit of a sell-off in the last hour or two, but hasn't broken this support area yet. Let's go up a couple of time frames and see.
Solana is very much bullish than Bitcoin or Ethereum. I remember Alex took a nice long on 1 hour. I think
Alex is desperate for Solana to go up. Alex has a lot of Solana, I think.
Yeah.
And he's waiting. He's just waiting for it to come back up. Yeah, I mean, from a trend perspective, on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, yeah, it definitely still looks very bullish, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So for now, you've broken above this level here, but then you did have this kind of consolidation period. So it's natural you're going to see a reaction from there. But yeah, still looking bullish. Seems reasonable. On the daily, you've just broken out of it. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you still see a bit of a pullback. But yeah, it does long term. It still looks good for buys, I think. So hope that helps, Johnny. But remember, it's not financial advice. Take your own trades. Do your own analysis. And do I also trade Forex? I personally do, but here at Tradeify Crypto, the clue is in the name. We trade crypto. So yeah, but that's probably my take on Solana. What's your thoughts on Sui, Ayosh? Have you traded much Sui at all?
No, I never heard of it. Or is that the CR7 Sui?
It's the I only found out about Sui from Raoul Pal. I don't know if you know Raoul Pal, the kind of the investor. He does his own macro analysis platform and whatnot. But Sui is an interesting one. It's been doing nicely recently. Obviously in February it had a bit of a problem. Overall, it's not doing great. But then again, nothing in crypto is doing great these days. But we've seen some liquidity come back into it in the last few days. You haven't traded much of it, have you?
No. I think barely taking one trade this from last week's. So, in a week, I'll take at least 2-3 trades and I'm done because of this low range. And John Smith is asking, based on your strategy, guys, do you still take trades even though indicator does not align with your bias, but the price action looking good with your strategy? So personally, indicators are just for me to make my to save my time and make it easy for you, make it easy for me to mark every single thing on chart. They do not have anything with the bias or signal. It's all about price coming into demand and just waiting for confirmation. So I don't know about Mike if he's using some kind of trading view on trading view and wait for some confirmation like we had Derek yesterday. He had a really great indicator based on the open interest, which you guys can use on Binance, I guess, and it gives enough good idea about when we can look for longs or short. And if you align that with the supply demand zone, it really works great. So you guys should check it out. And yeah, Mike, what about what's your take on this?
For me, indicators really only form a confluence. So over the years I've been trading, I've been trying to build strategies where you have a greater chance of a trade hitting your take profit based on the number of confluences that are in your favor, right? So that can be from this indicator is higher or lower or whatever it is, but you've got to build that into your strategy so that it becomes a rule-based strategy. That way you can then back test it. That way you can then determine whether or not it actually has any edge or not. I think if you're jumping from indicator to indicator to indicator, just trying to see if something confirms your bias and your trade idea, you're probably just overcomplicating it. So I don't use that many indicators at all, really. I have dabbled with them. I've tried them. I know Alex, for example, likes to use the RSI. No, so not the RSI, the EMAs, as kind of return to the mean part of his strategy. Those can work. You just have to. I think the idea that there is one strategy or even multiple strategies that work for everyone just doesn't work, because it depends on what you can see on the charts. So when I look at a chart, I can look at a chart and I can say that looks like whatever. Somebody else will look at the exact same chart and say something entirely different. I always think that the charts are a bit like looking at a piece of art. If you go to a gallery and you look at a piece of art, and it will give you, the impression of one thing or another, right? Everyone will have their own interpretation of it. And, whether indicators will help you on that or not is debatable at best, I would say. But yeah, so indicators for me aren't critical. Here he is.
Yeah, Alex.
Yo.
Jonathan reckons that you were out playing paddle or something, Alex.
Playing paddle?
Yeah, I don't know.
In the middle of the day?
I don't know.
Does he think I do nothing all day?
I'm not sure what he's doing all day, but apparently
I don't know what he should be. Do you know what he should be doing? He should be getting everybody to do long form content. Where's all that?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's suddenly gone quiet in the chat. So,
is he?
So apparently he needed to go to a shower because me wearing a hat backwards was getting him all hot and bothered.
To be fair, I feel like you are a cool dad.
See.
You are a cool dude, Michael.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll make sure the check is in the post.
It's all right, mate. Thank you very much.
The British Irish says the British guy is with us.
Which Irish? The British guy.
It's me.
I'm not British.
Irish is saying the British guy.
British.
The accent of his is just he started saying that with the accent, so I thought.
Nice. Yeah.
What are we looking at then on the market, boys?
I'm going to sell on packs right now, but it's not going my way.
You're mad, man.
I know, but you've known that about me for a
Wow,
long
look
time.
at BNB. BNB is really pushed up. Wow, some of these have been moving. What's going on?
I was saying BNB has moved up a bit today. I reckon there's a nice opportunity on BNB as a break and retest, but it's got to come down a bit further. What do you think?
I'm just going to go through them all right now.
You need to share your chart with us first.
Yeah, I'm just setting everything up.
All right, okay.
Making sure that no
nothing inappropriate is on screen.
Nothing inappropriate is on screen, exactly.
Saroj is saying, can you help? I can't log into DX Trade, my competition account. Saroj, if you reach out to support, they should be able to help you with that.
On Discord.
And yeah, Jonathan isn't going to be able to help you with that, I'm afraid.
What can Jonathan actually help with? like seriously?
Yeah, I'm not. Well, exactly.
No, I'm only joking. Like, I don't know what I'd do without Jonathan, to be honest.
Another question for Johnny. Can I have your advice, guys? Been doing back test for 8 months now, but I'm having a hard time because I use the EMA indicator. For example, in the 4-hour time frame, the EMA is bullish, but when using the 15-minute time frame, it looks bearish. Yeah.
You've got to understand. You've got to understand what type of trader are you. If you're a swing trader or if you're an intraday trader. If you're a swing trader, to be honest, you've got no business being on the 15-minute anyway. And the EMAs, don't forget, are a lagging indicator, and you should be using them not for any of their crosses or anything like that, but for dynamic support and resistance. Like, we can put on my chart and I can show you, because I'm an EMA trader myself. And let's say I was going to pull up an EU chart there. I've got bad habits. Let's say we've got, okay, we're going to put hype in, for instance. Okay. Let's get all of these sessions off. It's not really the best example because everything on all time frames, all of the EMAs are down. But if the EMAs are pointing down on a 4-hour, but on a 15-minute they're starting to point upwards, then you're looking at a potential retracement on the 4-hour. That's what you've got to look like, because it's holding to all of the price on that lower time frame. So if the EMAs are starting to base out, for instance, if they're starting, on the 4-hour it's all coming down, but on the 15-minute it's starting to base out like this, then you have the potential of a reversal on the 15-minute to facilitate that retracement on the 4-hour. But just because the 15-minute is bullish doesn't mean that the overall swing price action is bullish as well. So you've just got to understand. So if you're a swing trader, you're not going to go and get long at that 15-minute retracement. You're going to wait till it comes back on a 4-hour. So let's say something like this is going to be on a 4-hour. You're going to wait till it comes back to a 4-hour area, and then you're going to get short when it comes back to hit the EMA, for instance. But on the 15-minute, somebody like myself, I'm going to wait till all of the EMAs start basing out. So all of the EMAs start doing this. And then I'm going to look for the price action to start making that reversal type of market structure. And then I'm getting out at where people will then eventually look to get short on a higher time frame. I hope that makes sense. I've used EMAs for years. They're fantastic tools, and there is definitely there's definitely edge in EMAs if you can use them correctly. Definitely some edge.
Your EMAs, Alex, you use, remind me, I keep forgetting, you use the
20,
100.
Okay, so there's a couple. So One of the most important ones is you want your base EMA, which is the 200, which is your 200 EMA. And then you want a shorter time frame, which is normally the best one is 50. Now that looks like a 21 right there. Let me just double check. That's a 21. Yeah, so that's my 50. Now, my strategy that I've used in the past is wherever the price is underneath the 200, I'm looking for any type of reversal patterns to facilitate a retracement back to that 200 EMA base, that 200 EMA base price. So for instance, up here on gold or PAX G, you can see price tried to push up, we failed. It broke the 50 EMA, and you've got to look at these EMAs as stations, okay? Each one, you know, you've got the train, it's coming down, it's come to this station. If it goes past the station, then you're looking for it to come to the next station in line. So for instance, if it's the 50, then the next station in line is either the 100, or if you want a bigger risk to reward ratio, you're going to go for the next station, which is the 200. And that's all you're looking for if you're trading the EMAs. Be very careful trying to long or short where price is fanning away from the EMAs, okay? Because it's just they're just a magnet for price to come and facilitate retracement. So just be very careful with doing that. I don't know the way you trade it, but that's what I do anyway.
Nice.
Not
so I think the problem is that as I was saying just as you joined, Alex.
Yeah.
Everyone sees something different on the charts.
Yes.
And your eye can be drawn to certain things. Like I know for you, Alex, you naturally see longs easier than you see shorts.
100%.
Right. And that's just how your brain just views a chart, and it just naturally is drawn to a long rather than a short, right?
Now this on the screen is a very good example of what I've just talked about. On the 1 hour, everything's down. We've come to a 50. We've hit the 50, and now we're retracing. But on the 5 minute, you can see that we're above the EMAs, and the EMAs are basing out, and it looks like we're actually going to have that continuation. We've had the breakout of the range, something like this. We've had the breakout of the range. We've had the retracement back in, and all of the EMAs are starting to point a little bit bullish. So that's exactly the same kind of situation that you're looking at. Now you've got to go on to the higher time frame, and you've got to assess, okay, now it's hit this one target. Is it going to continue its macro trend, which at the moment is down? Is it going to continue and break that higher range, and this was just a liquidity grab? Or do you think this is actually an acceptance above this area, and we're going to get price move a little bit higher to maybe test these areas as well? That's something that you've got to assess. And if I'm looking right now on this particular chart, I'll have to pull up MMT, but I would say that's actually long.
I agree.
I would actually say that's long. And this is, you know, we've come back again. We broke this EMA. We come back to the 200, 50% of this particular move. We can even put in a fixed volume range, something like that. So we've come back now into the POC. If we can get over the POC, then we can think about maybe coming up to the range highs. So this could actually be a really nice trade that we're looking at. Anyway, sorry, I've just come in and just started rambling.
Hey, that's what we wanted. Been waiting for you 40 minutes, so you know, it's about time that you came in and rambled.
We got some special stuff going on in Tradeify, so
we're cooking. Does using multiple time frames in day trading make my strategy complicated? I wouldn't say so, Johnny. I don't think using multiple time frames is a bad thing, right? It's just how you use it. Like if you're, one of the things I find is if you're going to use let's say, for example, if we can just pull up my chart for a second, right? Let's say you're going to go and you're going to go and look at the, let's go, I don't know why have we gone to Zcash? I don't know. Let's go to Bitcoin. All right. So we got a Bitcoin on the monthly, on the weekly, on the daily, and so on, right? If you're just going to go and look at the chart and go, that's long, and just in your head mentally just say to yourself, oh, it's long, it's short, it's long, it's short, whatever, then you're going to confuse yourself. At least that's for me, right? If your brain works differently, then fair enough. But for me, I would need to know, right, okay, where was daily going, where was 4 hour going, and so on. So if you're going to do it, what I would say to you is have like even a written checklist, right? And it can be a notepad, it can be however you want to work, it can be something on your computer, it can even be just if you're on the chart, then you just simply go, right, daily bullish, right? And you just have it on your chart and you keep yourself kind of locked in and remember that that's what you're seeing, so that then when you're drilling down into, say, the 15 minutes, I don't know where that note has gone, there you go, it's down there, then you've got that in the back of your mind. So I don't think multiple time frames is a bad thing. I personally use multiple time frames a lot, but I've now been trading for over 3 years, so I don't need to write it down for me to remember which way do I think it's going to go. But if you've been back testing for, I think it was 8 months, you said, you might still need to get into that flow state of each day remembering, okay, that was daily bullish, that was 4 hour bullish, and so on and so on. I mentioned Scruffy Trader earlier. He does a great bias tool where he goes from I don't think he goes monthly, but he does do weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 15, 5. And it just helps him just to get an idea of the bias. And he does that through Bollinger Bands, RSI, and what's the other one he does it with? MACD.
Yeah.
And that just helps him to get a confluence of where does he think the bias is. And sometimes it won't give you a bias. And so then that might be your trigger to say, don't touch it, leave it alone. So I don't think, personally, multiple time frames is a bad thing. I just think you need to be, you need to have a system, a methodical system to help you go through it. Otherwise, you end up just confusing yourself.
Yeah, and I also had same problem when I just started trading. Like John is asking that the time frame alignment. As Alex said, you have to figure out what kind of trader you are. Are you comfortable with swing trade or a scalper? And then once you have an idea that, okay, I'm okay with the intraday trades, then the best time frame for you is the 4 hour, and align it with the one time frame. This is how I do. And then after you know that you are what type of trader you are, fix one higher time frame level and lower time frame, and just look for levels. Like we have this, for example, I'm going to trade this weekly open as a support key level on 4 hour time frame, and I directly go on 15 minute. And what I look for is, I also use EMA, the 21 and 48 EMA band. If we are above the opening and they're taking support at weekly open, I'll go long. If we close above this wick, that's the easiest way you can make a bias for yourself. Okay, it's not this one, but we got this reaction, price went above the opening, and I'm more sort of a continuation trader. So instead of getting long in here, you'll see me buying over here and get 1:1 and close it. So figure out what you're comfortable with, the swing, scalp, or intraday, and then break down what time frame is good for you, and mainly try to backtest. It's better if you spend more time on one specific time frame than trying to understand all of it. So instead of using, I'm pretty much not comfortable on 1 hour and 5 minute. I don't know why, but 4 hour and 15 minute, which really works well on crypto. And if you talk about futures, over there I'm mainly scalping, so I scalp on 15-second time frame using 15-minute candle. So that's different over there.
So Ayush, try the 11 minute and 7 minute. It's going to change your life.
Oh my God, let me write it down.
Alex
11.
even still, I saw Alex even still has the 11-minute and the 7-minute still saved on his trading view from when we used to stream together last year.
Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he's forgotten.
I'm having a look. Let me have a look at Solana for
11.
a second.
11.
I do.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like the look of Solana. I think.
I'm actually probably. Well, it depends what's going on right now. Let's have a look at Solana USD. Just trying to have a look at what it's. Because there's a lot of buyers down in these areas. So you've got these. I haven't set up MMT correctly at the moment, but I still need to go because I've started using ATAS of all things. Hold on a second. Sorry about this, guys.
We'll take over from here. Or we won't.
So I'm just trying to change my life.
That was the.
Applying
That was
11
super
minutes.
weird.
It was what?
And
That was super strange.
Alex is getting spam called.
Big time.
Careful, it's not somebody trying to, get you to pay for their lunch or something. Probably.
so Mike, if I'm not wrong, you were saying 11 as higher time frame and 7 as lower time frame.
11 minutes, 7 minute, and then 11 hour, 7 hour. They just because they overlap on different. They don't finish and start at the same time as like the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 15-minute, all that sort of stuff.
All right. What's up, fuckers?
I'll just
do
stop
this.
talking now. This is what happened. Just
How you guys doing?
stop talking and just get interrupted. Roman, just boot him off again. He just comes in all boisterous. He's had his shower. He looks like He looks like he's been in a fight that somebody's ripped his t-shirt. What is?
Yeah, I look horrible. I look absolutely fucking horrible. I know. I look.
What is?
I don't know. Like I'm all red here. Like. Yeah, it's a
don't know why
very
you got
hot
yourself
shower
so
though.
hot
Like it was
bothered.
hot before the shower, but then after the shower, it was even hotter. It was a very hot shower. Alex, you look like you've seen a ghost. What call was that? Who called you?
Really weird. Just like an automated number. Just like, we're gonna. I don't know, man. It was like, we're gonna call you on WhatsApp or something. I'm like, it was an.
Yeah, the scammers, man. Scammers. 100% scammers. I had to change my number last year because I was a victim. That's right. I was a victim.
Roman, can you change the music? Can you make it sad music? I don't know what music we're playing, but let's make like sad violin music, like the world's smallest violin playing the world's saddest song for victim Jonathan.
Yeah, so I was a victim, yes, and I had all of these calls from all of these people, all these random people that wanted my money. They wanted my money. They wanted me to deposit money. They wanted me to, deposit money here and there. And what am I saying? What I'm trying to say here? I'm trying to figure out what the whole idea was. I
might on Sol just get into a really short, long trade, just in this area.
Really short, long trade.
A really short, long trade. A short-term, long trade. I do think it's coming down, but there's a lot of. You can't see it on here, but I'm seeing there's lots of orders, sell orders coming in these areas, but price is just not coming down, and there's also a divergence.
Oh shit, gotta go. They're coming for me. I'll be back soon.
Let me get into a small order on here, and we'll see what happens. So. 28. We can put $500 on this.
Roman, I think you can
by
remove Johnson again.
0.28.
Whatever
whatever
scam or I don't know, whoever's trying to kidnap him or something have obviously come and knocked on his door because he's just gone running. So, or he's gotten himself hot and bothered again looking at me in my hat. So who knows? I do like Solana for longs, I've got to admit.
I wouldn't want to hold it for too long, to be honest. I'm looking at, this looking for it to actually come back up to retest this area. The reason being is that there's a lot of sells right at these lows on support, so they're just being absorbed. I could show you the Atos platform, but it's got loads of other stuff on there. But I do
you
think
should try Motivave. You should try Motivave.
Oh, do you reckon? Really? Do you like it better?
Yeah. For futures, I use Motivave. Smooth.
Let's see what I've got on here. This should be all right. I'm gonna share this screen. Oh, it's got some other things. You've got bloody Lucid on there, so don't say anything. But you can
don't say anything.
You can see here we've had all of these orders, massive sell orders right there, massive sell order. There is obviously a delay. Maybe it's because I'm not logged into my futures platform, but price is just not coming down. Also, the CVD as well on here, you can see that it's just getting absorbed. Have we got a brush? So we've got this area here. Well, maybe I should go to that motion wave. This platform's garbage. See what I'm saying? So we got clear divergence there with lots of sellers coming in at support. And it looks, if we go back on to Solana, it looks like it's currently working.
So you in a long right now?
Long for a short period of time, yeah. Wow.
Hey, Boris.
Yeah, what's going on, Boris?
Hello, Boris.
Hey, how are you guys?
I mean, you can feel it in his voice whenever he tries to explain his setup. Like, you know, when there's low conviction in the setup. Like when Alex says something like, "Oh, I'm just going to be in this for just a small amount of time. I'm going to long here, and it's going to be a small long." Like that.
Is he in profit?
So I can't see his screen.
Oh, well, there you go. Don't tell him.
He's in profit.
Is he in profit?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's profit. I'm not saying like he's not going to make money.
Being in profit not matter? Being in profit is the whole point of trading, isn't it?
No. That's not
all I hear is baby talk. I don't know what I'm going to say. That's not what
it's about.
What is it all about? Oh, great Yoda.
Pain. It's about pain.
It's all about pain. Okay.
Yeah.
What, like how you felt when you were putting on that t-shirt? You look like you've been in a fight.
We do have to maybe get new t-shirts.
He's still not got his Tradeify t-shirt. I've got mine already.
Well,
this is the t-shirt that was closest to me when I decided that I wanted to put some clothes on. So I looked at whatever the thing I had where it hangs clothes. I'm like, that t-shirt is closest to me. I'm gonna grab that t-shirt, and then I put it on, and I see there's actually holes in it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like there's holes in it.
Yeah, and I've spilled coffee on it as well, but you can't see that because it's not.
Don't need to see it. It's enough.
I like that. This is my comfy.
This
is my comfortable t-shirt. This is the t-shirt I have when I'm in a drawdown. You know.
Oh, you're in drawdown. Now it's all clear. Okay. All right.
Mike, thanks for the time frame advice for futures. It's looking really clean on Nasdaq.
Don't fall down that rabbit hole, man. Don't do it.
Look, Jonathan, just accept the truth, right? Just accept the truth that I may actually have, something that is, worthy of,
There's a woman in the background.
Yeah,
you have a female in the background.
Michael, you've got a female in the background.
I know. Check. I am actually married. I have.
You're married to an actual female.
Yes.
Yeah, not for long if you're gonna have the hat like that.
Oh my god. Michael's married to a female.
These things, I know they surprise me as well. To be honest with you.
Hey guys, check out my screen. We're gonna switch to my screen. This is what trading is all about. I told
Are
you.
you gonna
It's pain.
actually gonna give us something of value?
No, he's talking about how he's losing.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the pain that is trading. So yesterday I went long on Bitcoin. Everything looked good, and then of course it stopped me out, and then poof, right to my TP.
I was looking for shorts.
Did you sell your good t-shirts to get back into Bitcoin buys? Is that what it was? And so now you've only got.
I don't have a lot of good t-shirts. Like they are the thing with my t-shirts is I don't know if I'm getting bigger or if they're shrinking, but like it's horrible.
You're probably washing them at too high of a temperature.
I don't know. I wouldn't know because I don't wash my clothes. Obviously, I have a female in my life. Like why would I do something like that? But she's supposed to be pretty good at that.
Oh, where is Anastasiia when you need her?
Yeah, she's supposed. We're here.
I really want Anastasiia to be on this right now.
Yeah, it would be nice to have her here as well. I mean, considering the fact that it's her live stream today, would be cool to have her here.
Yeah, she's quite good with Atos. To be fair, I've seen some of her live streams. Yeah, she's good with Atos.
Johnny's saying, I want to switch from crypto to Forex because of how crypto behaves. I feel like the flow in Forex is better. Is my reason acceptable?
Good question. Let me read that question again because I didn't hear you.
You weren't listening, more like.
No, I was listening, but then I was also thinking. This is an interesting one. We have the name of the show is called, Tradeify Crypto. And we have a question basically asking, should he switch from crypto to Forex? No. He shouldn't.
Yeah, I disagree.
Stay in crypto, man. Forex sucks. You're not going to make any money in Forex.
Right, give an actual reason, though.
Should I be honest?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so in the crypto market, you have basically, you got Bitcoin, and then you have all other cryptos, all other altcoins, where Bitcoin is one. You can look at Bitcoin as one asset, and then everything else, except maybe Ethereum, maybe top 5, maybe top 10, is basically all the same. Okay, so if you compare crypto right now to the Forex market, well, in the Forex market, you have like in my watch list for the Forex market, I have around 40 different pairs that I'm watching and that I can actually look at on a daily basis and find ideas based on, because the conditions in the Forex market is mostly what's driving the Forex market is central bank and government policies. So you have all of these different countries that has individual ideas on how they want to run their economy and how they want to do what they want to do with the central banks policies, etc. So you have these forces driving these currencies in all different directions, which means a larger basket of opportunities. In the crypto market, you can trade, you can be a specialist in Bitcoin or either altcoins, but you're not going to be able to go out in the altcoin market right now and find a lot of uncorrelated ideas. If you find a long on Sol, it's going to most likely be a long on 75% of all the other altcoins as well. So maybe not as diversified, but it's going to be really nice to combine these two markets. So the way I trade is, I know in the futures market, they trade the indices. I don't trade futures, but I do trade the indices. So I trade the US stock indices, the global indices, like the Nikkei, the European index, the UK index, etc. And then I trade all the Forex pairs, and I trade all the commodities, and I trade crypto as well. So my trading is very diverse and very broad. So you shouldn't define yourself to one market unless you're a specialist. And the difference between a specialist and someone who has a broader view like myself is you're most likely trading lower time frames, and you need to understand the behavior of that specific asset. So if you want to become a specialist, then Ethereum and Bitcoin is fantastic, and I would recommend looking at what Ayush is doing right now. He's trading Bitcoin and Ethereum by looking at the correlation and the behavior of those two markets and the interplay between them. And that's just a fantastic way of trading the crypto market. You can't get into the crypto market and expect to just find an altcoin that will go 10x tomorrow. Like that rarely happens, and the chances of that happening to that specific coin that you're picking is very low. So if you want that, then you have to diversify a lot, which then dilutes the actual returns if you're too diversified. So it depends on what type of trader you are, right?
Johnny, well, we've been chatting to Johnny for a while, and he's been back testing for 8 months, and he's trying to kind of figure out, I think, what kind of trader he is, and what he wants to trade. So my advice to you, Johnny, you ain't gonna get a better bunch of people to watch on a stream. We're going to try and give you as much education as we can. And whilst we're focused on crypto, we all pretty much trade everything as well. So, I don't think you can go too wrong by sticking around with us.
There's a couple of questions that I want to ask to Johnny. It's, first of all, what kind of person are you? Are you the person that when you have to wait in a line at the bank or at the supermarket or anywhere, are you huffing and puffing? Are you like frustrated because you just want people to just move fast and just get out of the way so you can pay and run off? Or are you the person that, you know what, you're actually very chill, you don't care, and you're very patient? Little things like this in different parts of your life can give you little insights on what type of trader you can be. And if you are a impulsive, fast-paced, trade like person, then lower time frames is fantastic, because being on the higher time frames, you might not want to hold on and wait as much as being in and out and getting that kind of I would say that instant kind of gratification of you've had the trade hit or not. So look at your life in different things and see which fits you.
He says he's
but I mean, it's also,
he wants everything fast.
Yeah, so the reason for wanting everything fast is going to be the answer, right? Because like what you're describing, like someone who hates waiting, I want everything quickly, and I'm like impulsive. Like you're saying that I should be scalping, right? But why do I like that? Like I like it because I like the dopamine kick, right? So if you're that type of person that wants these dopamine kicks and you hate waiting around because you just need that part of your brain activated that gives you that little switch flipping, right? Mm-hmm. Then you should absolutely not be on the lower time frames, because then you're probably just going to be gambling. You're going to be addicted to the random rewards. You're going to be addicted to trading the lower time frames most likely. So there's a difference. Like, what's the reason for you to want that quickly? Like,
so
for example,
it goes back to the question then, is like, would you tell somebody that has particular traits like that to then sit at a 4-hour in a daily chart?
Because that's basically what you're telling Alex to do.
No, because what, Alex, you should be a swing trader, but you can't get out of the lower time frames because you like the adrenaline. Like, let's be honest,
I don't think
you like it.
Yeah, there's definitely a point of having, being in the action, but also the way that I like to trade. I don't want to go to sleep.
I need to get something out. Like this T-shirt, man.
So personally, I can't sleep when I have a position open.
Yeah, same.
Like I couldn't go like through the night knowing that I've got a position and I don't know if the profit is hit or not. I just would rather just sleep sound that I've already closed and I'm flat. Same thing on the weekend. I don't think the only times that I'm swing trading, and that's on spot positions on crypto. Yeah, that's the only time. The rest of the time on prop, intraday is the better.
But then, like, so Alex, we're very much alike. I think. But yeah, man, got a new T-shirt. You know, like you and I think we're alike, but I think maybe you're the type of trader that can handle the lower time frames because you're like I'm partially, you know, not mentally fit for this, you know, on the lower time frames. But I think you are, you know. I think you're. So I need to force myself to move to the lower time frames. I mean the higher time frames, because I just can't function on the lower time frames, because it's like you put me in the McDonald's, you tell me to work at McDonald's, I'm gonna cry, you know.
Yeah,
because it's just too because trading the lower time frames is like working at McDonald's behind the desk at prime time.
Very true.
It's so
like
insanely goddamn stressful. And you got to make these split second decisions all the time. I can make 4 decisions in a day. That's it. I make more than 4 decisions in a day.
And one of them is which T-shirt to wear.
well, that's not a decision I spend a lot of time on, obviously, as you can see.
Good one.
No, but I'm serious. I mean, me as a swing trader, the reason I'm good at swing trading is because I can think about a setup I can wait for a setup for 2 months. I mean, look at my AUD NCD trade, right?
Ooh,
I took that one. No, I entered that one November last year. I exited a couple of weeks ago. You know, and I waited for that for like 6 months. And
what trade was that?
That was
Aussie
AUD NCD. Aussie NCD.
For FX for swings at the moment, honestly, it's like
sick.
child's play. It's really good for swing trading.
If you've got the patience for it.
Yeah, if you've got the patience. The thing is, a lot of props won't let you swing trade Forex anymore.
Yeah.
Try and find a prop that will allow you to do that.
The thing though, the way I trade prop is I get an account, maybe I'll blow it, maybe I won't blow it. Either I will blow it or I'll get a big payout. If I get a big payout, I'll take some of that payout, buy another account, and put the rest in a live account where I do most of my trading, right?
Yeah.
So prop, like the way I'm looking at prop is like we are being given an opportunity here to either lose our investment in the evaluation or make a shit ton of money and then lose the investment, but we'll make it back. And then what do you do with the profit? Well, obviously put the profit into investments, long-term investments, and for me that is swing trading the global markets.
Nice. Guys, I'm gonna leave you to it. I've got some work to do. Lovely to see you as always, gentlemen, and I will see you again tomorrow.
Bye, Mike.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you as well, Mike.
Love you, Jonathan.
Thank you. No, I would just say to that guy, like, now is the best time to learn how to trade crypto because it's dead. There's not a lot of volatility, and now is really like the best time before the bull run comes. Because you want to learn your trading skills now before, Bitcoin goes back to its all-time highs. So really now it's like the practice ground or training ground, I would say. So stick to crypto. Don't go to Forex. Terrible idea. You're just going to be going back and forth between different markets. You're going to go to Forex, then Forex will be there. You'll go back to equities. Then you won't know what you're doing. So stick to one asset class. I'm sticking to crypto. I have no plans of moving to Forex or equities. I'm just going to be sticking to my crypto.
Yeah, that's what I talk about. Like the difference is, the difference between that's the difference between being a specialist and more of a, like, I'm a trend follower. I'm a trend following, like, swing trader, which means I look at the daily. I look at the
coming down.
Which one?
Solana. If we
Like I look at I look at the high time frame. So I
go back
try
to my
find
chart, Roman.
Yeah, Solana's going to go down. Solana, like, there's no reason for Solana to rally here. I think we're
Everything is
going to
going down
get Solana
today.
down to 90.
Yeah, but it was funny because I did think originally that it was going to at least take off those highs, but even that, like all of this little price action just in this little area in one candle now has just been destroyed. So I do think we have the quite a large on the futures side on Kraken. There's a lot of orders down at 93.42, which is just it's down here, which is taking out all of those lows. So either it's a massive, like, there's a lot of stop losses underneath this area and a lot of buy positions as well. So we'll
There's
see what
nothing-
happens.
In my opinion, there's nothing bullish about Sol right here. Let me show you what I'm watching.
Oh, here we go. Go on. It's really starting to pick up some momentum. Come on, let's see if we can get it on stream.
Wait, did you actually short Sol?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great short.
Yeah.
There's a lot of high time frame confluence here, so I'm actually going to be opening a position here as well.
Ooh, go on.
Oh,
Here we go. We got a clip right here, boys and girls. Let's see if we can get let's see if it shits straight down to TP. All of those orders as well. All of those big orders. They're all in profit now. Let's have a look at.
so we are getting in absorbed or acceptance if we talk about bubbles on your chart.
I'm not getting. So we've got loads of shorts coming in at the bottom right now. We've got order like 620, 435, 254. These are relatively low, but they're all stacking on top of each other.
So like what exchange you are using for ATAS for crypto?
That's using Kraken. That's the problem. Kraken's not got the best volume for futures.
Okay.
And Kraken's trading interface is probably the worst one out there.
But we've got a lot of stacking imbalances right now.
So I'm in a Sol short right here, and I'm gonna be playing this
Now
range.
we still have, this area that could get retested in the next 5-minute candle. But let's see what happens. We've still got, how long have we got in this candle? Got 18 seconds.
Jonathan, I think we should do a giveaway, a duck race.
I think you should do a giveaway.
He crossed
I want-
42 likes.
I want you to do this giveaway, Ayush. So what I want you to do is I want you to let me tell you what I do. I tell people to write
wanna
something
do that.
specific. Yeah,
Okay.
I tell people to write something specific in the chat, and then I have some AI open, Claude or ChatGPT or whatever, and then I just screenshot the chat and I tell the AI make a list of everyone that typed in whatever you're asking them to type in. And then you open Duck Race, go to the Duck Race website, and then you add all the names, and then you go.
All right, what should I tell them to write?
Oof.
What should we tell them to write? I think we should tell them to write sell soul.
SOUL.
Yeah, not their soul, obviously.
Okay, Chad.
Oh.
Write sell soul in chat to participate in giveaway. And don't write it
That's
in
right.
capital letters. You might get banned.
So we just got a big order of 1,000 Solana, 2,000 Solana coming in. I think if it comes to hit the bottom of this range, I think we can actually add to this position. Let's see how. I don't know how much margin I've got left actually. Used margin, I got 3 Okay, so I could probably get another 500 on here, or even another 1,000 actually.
By the way, Ayush, I really like your setup. I really like how you can see your desk and everything. That's very professional. I love that.
And change the camera angle and made sure that to show off my print.
Very nice.
Really nice.
I'm still waiting for my hoodie to reach, which it's been 1 month, I think. I ordered from the Tradeify merch.
So you haven't got your stuff for 1 month?
I haven't got mine either.
What? Oh, it's from the US.
Yeah, I think
better
if-
off just getting the
I think
logo and
it's-
printing it locally.
That's what I did.
A month. That's yeah. I like that print. That's a good one.
I think we can get into another sell off the bottom of this range.
I'm thinking to print your face and Alex's face on the right and left shoulder.
No, I don't think that's a good idea. You can print my face though, but don't. Nah, don't do that. That would be super weird.
What are we thinking? An extra short?
I might.
Yeah, man, we can switch over to my screen and I'll show you what I'm watching so you can get that high time frame perspective.
Yeah, added another short.
So what I'm watching, right? So I'm in a position here on Sol right here. So we have this range right here, right? And we have, I mean, RSI being oversold. We haven't seen RSI being this oversold on Sol since sometime last year. Now, RSI being this oversold at resistance could also mean that you're getting a new move, you're getting a trending move. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be oversold. But when you're connecting the dots here and you're seeing a bearish engulfing candle on the daily at resistance, and then if you go down to the 4 hour, what we have is that sort of head and shoulders pattern, right? So we had first a bearish divergence on the RSI at resistance, and then what we're getting right now is actually pretty good looking head and shoulders pattern right here for Sol. So this is the reason that I'm entering this. You know, head and shoulders at resistance with bearish divergence on the RSI, and a daily bearish engulfing candle and all of that is to me a good setup. Now, what would confirm this and have me secure the position or even add some size here? So currently I have a 2%, I mean 1% risk on this one, and I might increase it to 2%. And the setup is then a traditional head and shoulders trade where we measure the neckline like that, and then we double the neckline to the downside, just like that. And then the new setup becomes a traditional head and shoulders short with a short on the break and retest of that level, and then down to the projected area.
Oh, we've got a mover. It's moving.
Yep, looking good.
Go on.
Oh my god.
Go
We got
on.
US PPI coming out. We got US PPI coming out 6%, forecast 4.8, so it's higher than expected.
Oh yeah, because of that.
PPI year to year higher than expected as well. We got PPI month to month higher than expected as well.
Push.
Everything is higher than expected. Okay.
Sol's been treating me
Major-
right though. Go on. Sol's been treating me right. I was speaking to Ayush like literally, I think it was yesterday or the day before. And I
Yeah.
was in a long on Sol and it just went like straight to TP.
Straight 2
It was-
candles of 1
yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like, what is going on? But that's why I think having the ability to watch like order flow it's the game changer. It's so much easier. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
shit. Nice.
Wow, it's really dumping, huh? It's hit all of those orders though. We've had just like a cascading amount of orders. Well, I'm out now, but if I took you over to Atas, you'd see what's happened. You can see this cascading. So you can see we had all of those orders that were sitting right here have all been taken out. I wouldn't be surprised now because there's a lot of shorts, fresh shorts opening right at that low. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of a retracement, but you can see just it's. Let me put an hour time frame.
Also, near your TP, I can see there are a lot of buy limit orders in the
Yeah.
order book.
Yeah, loads. You can see all here, like all of these are buy, all of these are bids, more bids coming in, many more bids coming in, fresh shorts opening. There's a lot of volatility coming into this area now. You never know that this could actually get defended and we could see a little bit of a retracement.
I'm going long on Sol right now.
I wouldn't be, you know what? I don't blame you, mate, to be honest, because you've got, okay, that's relatively low. There's no buyers down in these wicks, but you've got all of these stacked sellers. You've got buyers starting to come in.
Sellers
Sell.
might get absorbed there.
Yeah, that sell is basically break even. This guy is basically break even right now. So he's now underwater. I don't know. There's a lot of volume coming in. There's a lot of different trades. I would say that 92.28 mark is a good area to go long, to be honest.
Also, Sol is actually doing relatively better compared to Bitcoin. So for those who don't really, well, not anymore, but the Sol Bitcoin ratio was up today. So that's my reason for longing the higher strength altcoins. So Sol's actually one of the stronger ones on the daily for today or intraday.
All right, Anastasia, welcome.
Hey guys, how are you doing? Good,
Hello,
good.
hello.
And you?
Great.
Look,
Yeah,
Boris,
doing great,
Boris
doing great.
got the low. Boris got the low on that. Where's
Nice,
your TP,
really well on
Boris?
Sol.
My initial CP is 94.
Ooh, okay, yeah. 94.
But no, I did a mistake. I accidentally pressed go short instead of go long.
No.
I had to quickly,
No.
I had to quickly close it. I know.
What the
I could do a stream here and it's too much going on. I'm not used to multitasking.
Wait, you went short instead of going long at the very
Yeah.
low.
Yeah, I pressed the red button instead of the green button. Like I'm kind of not very smart apparently.
Okay, before we jump into Anastasia's presentation here, we'll do you have the giveaway ready, Ayush? Do you have the names
I
ready?
think people are still writing sell sold.
Yeah, but we'll let him in the next giveaway. We'll do one now and then we'll do another giveaway.
Okay.
Okay, so it's up to you, Ayush.
I've been converted to an Atas trader.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What
I
a
have.
surprise.
It's actually a very good platform, to be
Oh,
fair.
it's the best.
It's actually solid. Maybe we'll see what we can do there. Because they've got Atas X now, haven't they?
Yeah. I work on other sex always.
Is
Myself.
it okay? So you actually use it on your MacBook?
Yeah, on MacBook, yeah. So I use on MacBook because for years I've been using it on MacBook, but through Parallels.
Oh yeah.
And now I've been using it through MacBook directly because since beta was released, I immediately started using it there.
Yeah. No, it's it's up there with one of the better order flow platforms. The only thing that the shame that when it comes to all like the futures data for crypto, that you can't aggregate it all into one.
Yeah.
That's the only problem. Like otherwise it would be like the creme de la creme for order flow.
To be honest, if it comes to crypto, like if you are looking for Bitcoin on Ethereum, I'm just using the Bitcoin or Ethereum futures.
Yeah.
Like this. So this is basically easier. But if it comes to altcoins, of course, unfortunately, you cannot, aggregate this.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So what are you trading? How is it going?
To be fair, God, I'm turning into you, man. I'm trading little bits of gold as well on gold futures using Atos. It's actually really good. But we've been trading Solana right now.
Solana.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited to this presentation. I came here to learn a little bit about order flow from Anastasiia.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is why
we're all here looking forward to this presentation, and I'm sure we have a lot of people waiting for that as well. But Ayush, let's get a giveaway up.
Yeah. I think
Roman,
I
we can change the back to Tradeify crypto DX charts if you want. Wow, look at that. Look at Solana.
Oh, boys, I think you're still in short.
Shit. Guys,
Jonathan's chart. Look at Jonathan's chart right now.
Take a look at my chart here. This is, wow, that's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna double this position.
Boris, aren't you long? Look at that.
Oh my God, why are we laughing?
He's
Like,
like
that's
a
not very
face
nice,
of
is it?
he's in fucking pain right now.
All right, I'm entering. Now I'm gonna wait for the. It's gonna come back up probably. Yeah, let him be muted.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Look at his face. You've gone white, bro. I hope you're doing this on a Tradeify crypto and not a personal.
No, it's a personal account.
Oh fuck.
Oh, damn. You're losing actual money. That's not a laughing matter.
Well, there's always another.
Michael's like nothing like mole support from us. I remember when I was I think I was long gold, and I sent Jonathan a picture, and he was like, "You're an absolute idiot. Close it now." And as soon as I closed it, it actually went all the way up.
That was painful. That was a big loss. I remember that. That was a big one. Yeah, that was painful.
That was painful. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think the mistake was not exiting the trade. I think the mistake was actually entering.
No, it was entering in a good place, just with a bit too much size.
Yeah.
Jonathan, I got the list.
Okay, so go into the doc race, Google doc race, go into the site. So we're learning Ayush how to do giveaways so that I don't have to be on to do the giveaways every time we're doing the giveaway. Which means you're also going to be deciding what we're actually going to be giving away today.
Now you'll say no.
What are we going to be giving away? Do you want to be giving away a one-step or two-step?
I think one step.
Roman,
25K?
do you want to put onto Jonathan's chart or somebody else's chart? Somebody's got a trade.
It's mine.
Okay, good.
It's mine.
Great.
So what I'm waiting for here on Sol is I'm going to place now a limit order for this. So I'm going to move my initial stop loss down here. I'm gonna move the TP up here, and
Mike-
then what I'm gonna
Mike's
do.
in Pax G. Mike's in gold.
Mike's always in Pax G. Like he's whatever happens in the world, he's just shorting gold. Whatever. So what? Okay, so create limit order. Do we have all the settings? 80. Okay, good. How much are we gonna be risking? 1%. Okay, so I'm putting in a limit order right here for this one. So same stop loss, same TP at 1%. So it's gonna be 2% total because I think we're gonna come up and possibly hit that level. All right, how's it going, Ayush?
I'm on it.
Okay, so you said
So I
one
pressed-
step. So let's do a 10k one step. No,
Yeah.
you're looking weird, Alex. Is that too much?
No, I sent a message to Boris.
Another mistake I did was I forgot to set my stop loss because usually I'm a swing trader, so
That's
so,
what,
you know,
be-
I have some time to
fair,
set my stop loss on a
I think-
15-minute time frame. Like, you should
I
set
think
it
you can
immediately.
get out break even.
I already hit my max risk, so I'm not.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Can we start the race?
No, we can't start the race because it's not on screen. So Roman, you first have to put Ayush's on the screen here. How many names do we have? 100?
No,
How
no,
did you get 100 names?
No. That's
gaps. But if he's gonna press done and it's gonna disappear, that's fine. Just
Are
press
you
done
sure?
and then edit.
You're not gonna have 100 ducks here.
No, done and then
All right,
edit.
let's do 100. Oh, okay, let's do it. Click done. Let's do this.
then what should I do now?
That's it. You press
In 4 hours.
1 minute.
Let's do
Where
30
should I
seconds.
do?
We don't need a minute. Let's do 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, 24 hours is good as well.
Then
We could do
then-
24 hours and everybody would have to we can just leave the live up.
Yeah. It's actually not a bad
Then-
idea. We can just do this overnight. Yeah.
Then what's
All right.
next?
You guys
Stan?
ready to win some accounts? Let's do this. And Boris, you're not in this today because you kind of created situations yesterday. You took that account.
Boris took all the
Yeah,
account
yeah.
yesterday. When he
Yeah,
can,
Boris-
he's going for it.
Yeah. Wild Deuce is creating drama. All right, let's go. Let's run. You click set. You need to click set. What? Nah. What's happening? Okay. And
Who's doing the comment? Who's doing the commentary?
Jonathan.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Let's
now
go.
what should I press?
Well,
Press
guess.
start.
That's up to you, man. You can guess. 3 guesses.
I think it's
You gotta press clear.
Right, let's go. We got yellow duck. We got Trump duck. Look at Trump duck. Oh, look at Trump duck. What's happening? It's freezing.
no
I
choice.
can't see
Frozen.
anything.
This was what the hell? What kind
Why
of
is
duck
it so
race
slow?
this? What
House
kind
of
duck
FX.
race?
Well, he can't win. But I want Trump to win. Look at Trump. Look at that. Look at that cute little Trump in the lower left corner right here. We got Jesse P. My FX node. We got House of FX. It's lagging so much I don't even know
Number
what's
6.
going on here. We got the pink duck.
Why?
Yep. There we go.
Okay.
Kobo 1-1. Kobo 1Y1. Okay, so Kobo Y1. What you have to do is you have to go into your profile on YouTube, your actually YouTube page, and type in add your email. And then Ayush, you send me. No, actually, you don't have to do that. No, actually, you know what? You gotta claim your prize. There we go. You're in the comment. Good stuff. All right, so just add your email to your profile picture on your profile on YouTube, and then I will get you the account. All right, that's it. Now, Anastasia, it's all yours.
Fantastic. Amazing. Well, I was thinking about how to get it, how to present it in the best way, the way I trade. And I figured out that if I'm going to go directly on the charts and try to explain the difficult topics, it's just going to be like super complicated.
Sorry, Anastasia. I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, I'm going to jump off and I'll be sitting in the background watching. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Alex.
Sure.
See you later.
See ya.
See you. So I was figuring out that actually, if I'm just going to go in and pretty much just explain it directly on the chart, it might get too complicated for people who have never met like a volume profile and footprints concepts before. All right, so I decided that we're gonna get started with the presentation, right? And in the end, I can show some of the examples as well of the trades that I was taking. Okay, so that's, I think, is gonna be the best way as well. Hence, the presentation is in front of you now. How do I make it full screen? Something like this, I guess. No, I guess I need to do it differently. 1 second, because I was not really expecting this to be like half of the screen. I have another version of this, so just give me 1 second. Here we go.
All right, I started. I'm on it. I'm taking notes.
What you
I
do?
have my glasses on.
I'm taking notes.
Good to know. 1 second, guys. I'm trying to get it started. Here we go.
Jonathan,
Okay.
Jonathan, you're on mute.
That's why everyone's ignoring me.
Okay, there we go. This is gonna be better. Just let me reshare the screen for the actual presentation. I think it's gonna be much more comfortable for everyone to see. Okay, can we see the full screen now like this?
Yeah.
You guys see full screen? Yeah?
Yeah.
You can say
Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to get started with the concepts of basically like physics of money and how the price action is actually formed, because the problem with a lot of like what a lot of people do is that they don't completely understand like how the price has actually been formed. So the majority of people see the price in a very flat way. In a sense, they only they only look at the candles up or down. They look at the bullish or bearish closure of the candle, and so on and so forth, and try to explain the difficult concept in a very simple way of like chart patterns and so forth and so on. But they don't really realize what's going on behind the chart in the real time. So for me, the using volume or using order flow started with understanding the market auction theory in the first place. And then after this, after you understand this, the concepts of volume and order flow, they become much, much simpler. As for myself, I've been trading for the past 10 years, as you guys know, for those of you who are watching it, for those of you who didn't know perhaps, and 6 years ago, I've shifted to order flow and volume. Before that, I probably tried every single concept or pretty much every single concept available in the market, something that is like popular, lots of different indicators, including, oscillators, EMAs, and so on, like chart patterns. I was trading pure price action. I was trading Fibonacci. I was trading smart money. I was trading scalping, intraday, swing trading, indices, gold, crypto, currencies. I've tried almost everything, and I still was trying to figure out what is missing, because 1 second, because basically I was constantly feeling like despite that I'm getting some kind of results, I'm lacking the scale, so I cannot really scale it because I'm lacking some kind of information. There is a missing piece of the puzzle that no matter how hard I'm trying to twist the concept that I already know, they are not really fitting 100%. Okay, so then when I found out about order flow and volume, first my brain completely exploded. Now afterwards, I actually realized that this is something that I was looking for such a long time. This is exactly this. Now, to understand the market auction, we need to understand that in the market, there are two different types of orders, right? We have passive orders and we have aggressive orders. So in other words, we have passive order flow and aggressive order flow. I have 190 pages here. I'm not going to go through all of them for a long time. So we're going to talk about the basics, right? So the passive ones is basically the pending orders. So everything that we refer to as buy limit or sell limit, and they are called passive because the traders, by placing the pending order, they specify the exact price at which they want to get into the market. And they place their order and they sit back and they wait for the order to be filled. So that's why it's called the passive order flow, because the traders don't really do anything much for the order to be filled. They're passively waiting. Okay. Now, that being said, we need to know, and a lot of people don't realize, is that passive sellers, for example, so in other words, the sell limit orders require an aggressive buyer for the orders to be filled. So in other words, the buy limit order, sell limit order is filled by the buy by market order. So they match, and like these two orders get filled. So when you send the buy by market, it goes to the closest sell limit available, and your buy by market gets executed by the sell limit offer. The other way around as well. So buy limit orders require the aggressive seller to be filled. So buy limit order is executed when the aggressive seller is coming into the market. Okay, so you send the sell limit order, and sell by market order, and it goes to the closest buy limit and gets it filled. Okay, so on the other hand, we have the aggressive orders, and aggressive are obviously market orders, so buy by market and sell by market. So they are immediate execution. The traders who send the buy by market or sell by market order, they say, okay, I actually don't want to wait. I want to get into the market at this very moment, no matter by which price, because you accept the possibility of slippage if in case you send the sell limit to buy by market or sell by market order. And once again, the buy by market order gets filled by the sell limit order, so they match. And sell by market order gets filled by the buy limit order, so they match. Okay. So 1 second, I'm managing my trade in the meantime.
I love that you're managing a trade while doing the presentation. That's true trading right there.
So yeah, thanks, Jonathan. So to understand the market auction concept, I actually draw like a very basic representation of what is called the depths of market. This is where the orders are getting like filled. And this is a representation of specifically how the market auction is working. Now, to be able to understand the depths of market, so in other words, it's order book, however you want to call it, DOM, depths of market order book, it shows you the limit orders only. Okay, so you need to know that buy by market, sell by market orders, they are not going to be shown at the depths of market ever, right? There are indicators for the depths of market. There are like different kind of things, but in essentially, right? To look at the depths of market, we want to understand where their limit orders are placed in the market. Okay, so buyers, passive buyers, and passive sellers. When the buy by market or sell by market aggressive orders come in, they like get into the order book and they go to the closest buy limit or sell limit, depending either it's buy by market or sell by market, right? So this is how the orders are getting filled, and this is what we're gonna explore today as well together. So this is a very simple representation of the depths of market. Obviously, when you trade, for example, on ADAS or somewhere else, it's much more complicated version of the depths of market. But for the purpose of learning, it's going to be more than enough. Okay, so let's imagine the very simple theory. 1 second. Let's 1 second. I'm actually getting some notes for myself as well. 1 second, guys. Sorry.
You're managing your.
No. It's at the moment I'm actually getting some notes for us.
Yeah, perfect. We have someone in the comments telling you how you should be doing this. Well, let's remember, guys. Anastasiia has been doing this for over 8 years. She's one of the go-to traders when it comes to this type of stuff. So if it's someone who knows how to do this, it's Anastasiia that does these presentations on a weekly basis and recorded many courses on the subject. So I'm pretty sure that she's well qualified to go through all of this. But I do appreciate all your opinion in here. And understanding basic market theory is, even though it's been repeated many times on YouTube, I'm sure there's many watching this right now that has not seen this, and I believe it's very helpful for new traders to understand the theory behind it.
Yeah, it's there are so many different kind of courses and so on, right now available, but realistically, like a lot of those kind of things, people teach very basic things in order to basically sell you something. But if you understand the basics, like the in-depth and basics behind the market, you will be able to use any of this information online profitably. Whatever you use afterwards, it's obviously limited to you. Like, it's up to you, but you need to understand what's behind the market and how the participants work together in order to be able to trade profitably long term and to adjust yourself to also changes in the market. In any case,
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. In any case, I got some notes for myself. I was trying to find something else, but anyway. So for the depth of market, right? Today we're gonna go through the very, very basics of it, and we're only gonna use it for the learning purposes. Again, you can even trade from it. You can use it for trading purposes on others as well. That, for example, Alex was mentioning too. And again, one important thing is that there we will be only seeing the limit orders, right? So in depth of market system, how it's built, you will be able to see the bids, the asks, and the actual prices. So let's say that we have a basic scenario to understand how the market works and how the orders get filled. Imagine that in 30 minutes from now, 32 exactly, the market opens up and the first traders come into the market. Again, normally there are obviously hundreds of thousands of traders, so it's impossible to watch it closely like this, but we only need a few to understand the whole concept, which exactly we're gonna do. So let's say the market opens 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the first traders come in. The first trader wants to buy, and he's a passive buyer, okay? So the bid is the price that buyers are willing to pay for their order. So let's say that he places his buy limit order at the price of $98 per contract, and the size of the order is 5 contracts. So in other words, he wants to passive buy limit 5 contracts at the price of 98. Again, his order is going to be placed on the bid side, which represents the price that buyers are willing to pay for their order. Okay, so let's say a couple of more minutes pass and another trader comes in. Another trader wants to sell 10 contracts at the price of $99 per contract. So his passive limit order, sell limit order, will be placed on the ask side, which is going to be representing the price that sellers are willing to pay for their order. Nothing happens. The price doesn't move anywhere, and that's important to understand because we have one buyer, one seller, but the price they're requesting is different. One is willing to buy no higher than 98, and another one is willing to sell at 99. So their demand for the price is not matching, so the price is not moving anywhere, and there are no trades that are gonna get filled. Okay? Let's say that another few traders come into the market. And trader number 3, he wants to buy 2 contracts at the price of 97. Again, he sends his buy limit order at the bid side. It's placed on the $97 per contract. And it's a buy limit order, so passive buyer. On the other hand, we have another passive seller who wants to sell at $100 per contract, 3 contracts. And his order is placed on the ask side as a matter of 3 contracts volume at the price of 100. Okay, so again, nothing happens because traders demand different price. So their limit orders are placed, but market is still not moving. That's a problem. So let's continue. So we have another trader, for example, number 5, who also wants to sell, right, at the price of 99. And he wants to sell another 4 contracts at the same price. We already had another trader who wanted to sell 10 contracts at the price of 99. So if one more trader comes in at the same price, the order gets matched. So basically we have 14 contracts for a sell limit at the price of 99, 10 of which belong to one trader and 4 of which belong to another trader, but still nothing happens. Important to understand that if it comes to the market, the orders are getting filled at the first come, first serves basis. So if we have one trader who wanted to sell at the price of 99, 10 contracts, his contracts are going to get filled first. And only when he's getting filled for all his 10 contracts, the next trader will be able to get his order filled for another 4 contracts for the sell limit. Okay, so it's first come, first serve, no matter the size of the order. If you are first, you're first, even if the next trader has 100 contracts that he wants to buy or sell, it doesn't really matter. So again, still nothing happens. But suddenly, someone comes in, the trader that we all been waiting for, and says, hey, I actually don't want to wait. I want to get into the market right now and I want to buy 5 contracts at this very moment. I don't really care about the price, so I click the buy by market order. This is our aggressive buyer who will move the price. And as you remember from the beginning of the presentation, the aggressive buy and order, he uses buy by market order and it's matching with the first sell limit order in the depths of market. So this aggressive buyer buys 5 contracts at the price of 99 because this is the first available offer from the passive seller. All 5 contracts that were filled belong to the first trader who placed his 10 contracts for a sell limit at the price of 99. So the aggressive buyer buys 5 contracts at the price of 99. By doing this, he clears out 5 passive limit, sell limit orders at the price of 99 and reduces the ask size from 14 to 9, right? 14 minus 5 is 9. So there are 9 sell limit orders left at the moment. Okay, so there are 9 orders that are left, 5 of which belong to one of the trader, still waiting to be matched with more aggressive buy by market orders. At the price, at the current market price is 99. Why? Because actually someone came in the market, someone aggressive, they matched the order, the deal was done. So the market price is the last price at which their deal was happening in the market. Okay, so on top it needs to be in English because I have this in English and in Russian. Whole 190. So there was a mistake in translation somewhere. In any case, let's say that the current market price again is 99 and we have an aggressive seller coming in, right? So the aggressive seller now is going to move the price because, as we all remember, the aggressive sell order, so sell by market order, is going to get filled by the first available buy limit order. Let's say he wants to sell by market 3 contracts using a sell by market order. And the first available buy limit order is at the price of 98, which is our first available bid. So now, because this passive buyer got his limit order of 98, the price will go down to 98 from 99 in order to fill in their aggressive sell by market order with buy limit order. So aggressive buyer is aggressive seller was able to sell his 3 contracts at the price of 98, and by this he's filling 3 buy limit orders that were sitting at the bid side at the price of 98. So this is how the market moves. When the aggressive buyer comes in, he is matched with the first available sell limit order, and sell limit order is above the current market price. So the price needs to go up to find the first available sell limit order. In order for the price to go down, we need to have the sell by market order, so aggressive seller, which will send the price down to find the first available buy limit order sitting below the current market price, usually, or if we have more buy limit orders or sell limit orders placed at the current price, it's going to stay there until all limit orders at this price are filled. Okay, hopefully this makes sense. So aggressive seller sold 3 contracts and he cleared out 3 buy limit orders at the price of 98, and there are 2 more left at this price. Again, notice, by the way, which is something very important, and this is the very misleading concept that a lot of people actually don't follow, is that we had 1 seller and 1 buyer, and the price went down. You know how a lot of people say, or we all, when we just getting started, we say, okay, the price is going down because we have more sellers than buyers.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really the case, because we cannot have more sellers than buyers, because the amount of orders that are going to get filled is always the same. It's 1-to-1, right? We cannot get filled, like we cannot have less sell orders filled than buy orders. The question is, were those limit orders or were those market orders? So who is actually more aggressive? Because if we have more aggressive sell by market orders, the price will be gradually filling in buy limit orders, and the price will continue to go down, trying to find more buy limit orders. The same will happen if we have more buy by market orders. If we have more aggressive buyers, the price will need to go up to find the first available sell limit order. So it will eventually fill in sell limit order at this level, the next level, the next level, the next level. So the price is going to continue to go up. So it's very simple. For the price to move, we need to have more aggressive sellers or buyers, and the barrier of limit orders needs to be broken in order for the price to move somewhere. Up or down, doesn't matter. Okay. So let's say that some time passes, coming back to our order book, right? And another seller comes in. And this seller wants to sell by market 3 contracts. At the current market price of $98 per contract, we have 2 buy limit contracts, buy limit orders. So the price is going to get, like this aggressive sell by market order will get 2 contracts filled at the price of 98, but there are no more buy limit orders left at this price. The barrier is broken and it's not strong enough to satisfy the aggressive seller. So what happens? Well, the price needs to go down afterwards to have 1 more sell by market order paired. And the price moves from 98 to 97, and 1 sell by market order left is paired with a new buy limit order at the price of 97. So this completes the order of aggressive seller to sell 3 contracts, and this aggressive seller therefore moved the market down because this market order was paired with a buy limit at 2 different prices, 98 and then 97. Okay, so once again, notice this, how we had 1 seller and 2 buyers, right? 2 different buyers, 98 and 97, and the price still moved down. So we had more buyers, in fact, than sellers, but the sellers were more aggressive than buyers in this case. 1 seller was more aggressive than 2 buyers, and the price will continue to go down. Okay. So let's say, right? So let's imagine, right, that we have eventually, like we have another traders coming in. But before we come in, we see that at the price of 98, we have what is called the gap. The first available buy limit order is at the price of 97, the market price. And the first available sell limit order is at the price of 99. And at the price of 98, there are no more sell limit orders left. So you remember from the beginning of this presentation that market orders, sell by market or buy by market, they don't specify the price. When the market order gets filled, it gets filled by the first available limit order. So the first available limit order is going to be at the price of 99. And if aggressive buyer is coming into the market and he wants to buy one contract, right, by using the market order, the actual market price is 97, and this is also what the aggressive buyer sees when he decides to send his buy by market order into the market. But by sending his buy by market order, he is moving the price 2 points from 97 to 99, because neither on 97 or 98 we had the sell limit orders. So the market has skipped 2 points and the 98 price and moved to straight away to 99. And this is actually how the gap is formed. So the gap is formed where we have no liquidity. In other words, we have no limit orders at the specific. Sorry?
No, nothing.
Yeah, we have no limit orders at the specific price, so the price needs to skip several levels to find the first available buy limit or sell limit. So in this case, the buyer got what is called the slippage, right? We see the gap, and the buyer got a slippage because he was looking at 97 but got filled by the price of 99. So in this situation, there was one buyer and one seller, but the price has moved up 2 points just by sending one contract, right? So once again, we had exactly the same amount of buyers and sellers, but the price moved up 2 points, which again proves the point, right? The question is always who is more aggressive right now and who's moving the price. So the final situation we're going to have a look at before we actually going to dive into the footprint in like volumes or concepts and so on, is that the big trader comes into the market, okay? And he wants to buy, imagine 15 different contracts. As you can see, we already had several contracts placed into the market, for example, right? Several more sell limits placed into the market. And by the time when he comes in, we have limit orders at the prices from 99 to 103. So by sending his buy by market order for 15 contracts, he will move the price from 99 to 103, because on all of those levels, there will be not enough liquidity to satisfy his buy by market order. So his buy by market order for 15 contracts will be filled by different prices. 8 buy by market orders will be filled by the price of 99, 3 by the price of 100, 1 by the price of 101, 2 by the price of 102, and the final contract will be filled by the price of 103. So we had one buyer and many sellers, and the price has moved up 5 points. However, the quantity of buy and sell orders was exactly equal. 15 contracts for buy and 15 contracts for a sell, right? Because this is always the same. It's always equal, and this is how the price moves. Obviously, in reality, big market players, they usually use limit orders to enter the market, but this concept I wanted to show just to like for you to understand how the market auction really functions. In reality, the big traders, they usually use the limit orders like at the very base, because by filling in the buy by market or sell by market orders, they're going to get a massive slippage. So for them, it's much more profitable to distribute the big order into many sell limits or buy limits and wait until they get filled by exactly the price, or more or less the price that they want to get, right? So to sum it up, before we're going to dive into the more advanced concepts, is that the price moves in relationship to the market orders and the available limit orders, right? And we need to, like, one more concept that I want you to understand from this is the market orders, they move the price. So buy by market orders are going to move the price up, sell by market orders are going to move the price down. Now, that being said, buy limits and sell limits, they stop the price from moving. So if we have a big ball of sell limit orders, let's say like 100, 200 contracts, the price will bounce from this level because we most likely not going to get immediately enough buy by market or sell by market orders to fill in the wall of sell limit or buy limit orders. So sell limit orders and buy limit orders, they act like a wall that needs to be broken in order for the price to move. Buy market orders and sell by market orders is exactly the volume that moves the price and makes the price break through those wall of limit orders. So now hopefully you actually understand how the market auction works, right? And we will pretty much hopefully forever stop saying that the price is going up or down because we have more orders for a buy than orders for a sell and so on and so forth. So instead, now when you look into the market, hopefully already by this moment of the call, you will pretty much ask yourself a question: who is more aggressive now, buyers or sellers, and where we can see the next limit orders placed. And the question is now obvious, right? So how do I see who is now in control of the market, who is trading, where are market orders, where are limit orders placed? And that's exactly there are several tools that allow you to analyze the current market data, which comes directly from the exchange. For example, the volume tools, for example, the footprint tools, and a couple of things that we are going to talk about today, right? Like one of the things that we're going to talk about is the footprint charts. And before we're going to dive into this, just a few words on like, why did I decide to use this? Because also besides the fact that we can see the whole market auction and actually the price formation in the real time, if we take any indicators that are programmed, I'm not saying they don't work. And I know people who successfully trade using different combinations of indicators, but I think it needs to be realized that indicators are always programmed on the price itself. It means that the price moves first, then by mathematical formula, you get the indicator that moves. So all the indicators, they are by default lagging indicators because they lag behind the price when it already moved. Some are really lagging a lot, some a little bit, but they are always lagging. So you need, when you use indicators, it's fine, but you need to understand that you are trying to predict the future by analyzing always past data. So the timeline between decision that you take and the actual data that you are using is like huge, right? The difference of time, because this is your analysis, this is when it happened, and this is when you take the decision. By using volumes and order flow, you minimize this lag, because if volume, they're still like lagging in certain way because they show you the limit orders and what was traded before, then footprint is something that is coincidental. It shows you at this very moment what is happening and the orders that get filled. So you get as close as possible for us as retail traders to analyze in the current market auction. Then there are some things that only institutional traders have availability to, which are like less lagging, like even forecasting and certain things, certain also insiders data. But this is pretty much how far we can get as retail traders. And that's exactly why I decided to use this kind of tools instead of the lagging indicators. So we already know that asks and bids refer to buy limit and sell limits, but not only. So this is in depth of market specifically. This is in the footprint. So before we're going to dive into like what the footprint is and cluster analysis, I need you to make a screenshot of this, or like a notes, that we have two different things, right? We have ask and we have bid. ask is buy by market orders in footprint, buy limit orders in footprint, and stop losses of sellers. So forget about this. This is depths of market. This is limit orders. This is for footprint. How are they going to get filled? So when the buy by market order gets filled, for example, one contract, it prints on the ask side. When buy limit order gets filled, it prints on the ask side. When stop loss of seller get filled, it prints on the ask side. Why stop loss of sellers? Because in the futures market, it's the stop loss of seller is buy stop order. So the buy stop order, it's counted as an ask. And obviously, if you have something to sell, you can only close this order by the opposite order of buying it. So if you are a seller, your closure of the trade profit or stop loss will be buy. That's why it's printed on the ask. And the reason we are not counting take profits and only stop losses, because take profit is obviously also the buy order, is because just by statistics, the profits of traders is not such a big percentage. Mostly it's stop losses. On the bid side, we have sell by market orders, we have sell limit orders, and we have stop losses of buyers by the same exact logic. By the way, I bet we have a lot of questions in the chat, but I'm going to go through them a little bit later because otherwise it's going to be too much. So how the orders are getting filled? Again, the buy order gets filled by executing the sell order. The sell order is getting, the sell position is getting closed by executing the buy. Closing the trade is always considered a separate order, by the way. So in the footprint, it's printed as a separate order, the closure of the trade. So it's not like a MetaTrader when you place a buy limit and it's like, okay, take profit, stop loss is closed and it's considered one trade. No, it's considered a separate order when you open and when you close the position. And the other concepts we already went through, right? So we have several different tools that are helping us to understand the market auction and see it and trade it. The depths of market, which we already talked about, so very simplified version, but there is a version of it that allows you to trade it, and it helps you to identify limit orders at which the price might pause or reverse. The same way you can use a heat map, for example, because heat map also shows you where the limit orders are placed. You have also something what is called the smart tape, which is basically showing you the executed market trades, who bought, who sold, and at what price. So it helps you to track the activity of large players. And footprint charts helps you to understand and analyze the intra-candle, the strengths and weaknesses of buyers and sellers. So we talked already before. Now, this is basically what I use for trading myself. I use heat maps sometimes. I don't use smart tape. I don't use DOM depths of market. I use footprint and I will use volume. Why I'm not using it is not because I consider it's not working. It's just because I don't want to mix everything. I get this question constantly. I mean, yeah, there are many tools to analyze liquidity. I think if something is working, just don't break it. I live by like this. You know, you can always make something better, but by making something better, you can always make it worse as well. So I prefer to not touch the system when it's working, and it's working without depths of market and smart tape. So what is actually footprint chart? Some of you might have seen this during our live streams, the charts that I have, and might have been like, what is this? So this is what it is. On the left side, you can see a normal candlestick. On the right side, you can see the footprint candlestick. So what a normal candlestick is showing us is the basic information about the price. So where the price opened, where the price closed, and top of the period of time, like X minutes, hours, or something else, and the highest and lowest points at which the price was during this period of candle formation. Footprint chart show you the same thing, but on top of it, it shows you what was happening inside the candle on every single price level. So it shows you also open, close, high, and low, but inside you also might get the information that you set yourself. In this case, it's bid and ask that were traded on every single price level. In footprint, the bid is on the left side, the ask is always on the right side. So bid x ask. And besides having the distribution between bid and ask, you also can switch it towards, for example, the volume, which is gonna sum it up, so bid plus ask. Or you can switch it to see the weakness of buyers or sellers, which is something what is called the delta. Delta, I'm not going to go in depth of it, just the basic concept is the difference between ask and bid. So ask minus bid. Volume is the ask plus bid. Delta is ask minus bid. Yeah. So if the delta is negative, it means that we had more sellers than buyers. Yeah, if delta is positive, we had more buyers than sellers, basically. So the question is, how is it even possible? Obviously, if every trader has both a buyer and a seller, is because we obviously have buy limit and sell limit, buy by market and sell by market. And we already talked about how they're getting filled. So buy by market order, which was filled by the sell limit, is going to be counted by ask, and bid by the sell limit or sell by market order, which was filled by buy limit, will be counted by bid and will be placed on the bid row of the footprint. So in other words, it looks like this. You have bid orders on the left, you have ask orders on the right, you have aggressive sellers and passive buyers on the left, you have aggressive buyers and passive sellers on the right. I know it's a little confusing, so it's better to take a screenshot of this and repeat it afterwards. But basically, aggressive sellers, sell by market orders are always on the left. Aggressive buyers are always on the right. And if you remember that aggressive buy order is matched with a sell limit, it's easy to remember that it's on the right. And if you remember that aggressive sell by market order is matched with a buy limit, it's easy to remember that it's always on the left. So this is inside of the footprint, and you might also get the delta footprint. So on the left side is a bid minus a bid ask footprint. On the right side is a delta footprint. Again, delta is the difference between bid ask and bid. So if you have the green row, it means that in this specific price level during this candle formation, we had more asks than bids. Right? On the first top row of the footprint on the left side, you have 0 bids, 13 asks. So the delta is 13 minus 0 is 13. Next one, for example, the 2 down is 1 bid, 34 asks. So delta is ask minus bid, it's 34 minus 1, it's 33. The brighter is the delta, the higher was the difference between ask and bid. If there was more bid than ask, the delta will be red, or the color you set for yourself. And the brighter it is, the more difference there was between asks and bids. For you as a trader, the important are the levels with a big difference between bid and ask. So the big disbalance between bid and ask. First, because if the footprint is balanced, equal amount of bids and asks more or less, it doesn't give you too much information. There is no one who is more aggressive or pushing the price somewhere. Price is most likely going to be consolidating or barely slowly moving without intention. If you have bright levels, it's going to help you to realize who is now in control of the market. On the other hand, also what is important for you is if the footprint itself is green or red, so bullish or bearish. If the candle is mostly bullish, it means that buyers are in control. There was more asks than bids on majority of the price levels. If the footprint is bearish, it means that we had more sellers in general during this candle, and the candle was bearish. Okay, so the red clusters are the strong sellers, the green clusters are the strong buyers. And this is how it looks on the chart. Again, the prices, as you can see, we have like very light green, but aggressive bright red like clusters, like this rectangles, right? They call this cluster. It means that sellers are pushing the price down. As you can see, the price comes down. At some moment, the footprint becomes mixed. So at the bottom, you can see that we have more or less like green and red mixed. And then it switches green and the price starts going up. So I especially took this screenshot because it shows very well the difference and the change of the intention and the trend. We had most aggressive sellers, the price was going down, the bearish footprint, then it switches and price starts going up, okay? So this is this. Now, there are several trading methods that I use personally if it comes to the delta. And one of those is the positive delta with the rise in price. For those of you, Alex, if you are listening in the back now, you have Atas, you can go ahead, try it out and tell us if it's working afterwards. You can check me on this. So you have first setup that I use for my setups is for my trades is a positive delta with rise in price. It essentially confirms you the strong buying and suggests the continuation towards the upwards, because in this case, you can say that the effort of buyers is actually bringing the results. The price is going up. So the buyers are in the market, they're actively buying by market, the price is going up, so it's responding to this. So we don't have resistance from sell limit orders too much. So it helps you to understand that there is no resistance for the price to continue to go up. So this is something that you can check. And obviously, on the flip side, if the delta is negative and the price is actively falling, it shows you like that the intention of sellers is transforming towards results. So we have a lot of sell by market orders. Sellers are in the market actively selling, they are dominating, and the price is responding. So we don't have a lot of buy limit orders that might stop the price because the price is more or less easily going down. So this is very straightforward, right? Very bullish delta, green clusters, more asks and bids, prices going up, continuation of an uptrend. Negative delta, red clusters, prices going down, continuation of a downtrend. Sometimes you have the opposite. You have positive delta, but the price is falling. So the candle was bearish. Within this bearish candle, you have positive delta, and the trend in general is bearish. You can say that the buyers are trying to get aggressive, so they are buying by market, but their intention is not bringing fruit in the results. The price is still falling. So this could be trapped buyers, or it can be absorption by large sellers. So for example, people were buying by market, but the limit orders were placed out like again and again, and it was stopping the price. It was absorbing the buy by market orders, pushing the price lower. So it was a rejection of buyers' activity and continuation of a drop. How could you take a trade from this? First of all, you can take a trade immediately after the candle closure, because it was a bearish candle within which we had the aggressive buying like accumulation. Or you could wait for the rejection when the price comes back to the zone of the previous absorbed buyers. And usually this kind of levels gets rejected, and you can take a trade from there on the rejection of the pullback. Obviously, the same counts at the opposite. So if the price keeps going up, despite the aggressive sellers being in the market, you can also take a conclusion that sellers are selling aggressively, but their effort is not bringing the results. So they might get absorbed by the buy limit orders. For example, they can be trapped. So it doesn't produce the results, and the price keeps going up. So you have a bullish candle within a bullish trend with the bright red deltas inside. You can use this bright red zone as a support, and you can buy from it when the price pulls back there, or you can buy immediately after the bullish candle closure. And the fifth one, the last one that I want to talk about regarding the footprint, is that if the price was going up for a long time, and after the long uptrend, you see the candle with a long wick, for example, and inside of this wick, you have a high volume. So a lot of contracts, as you can see, I cannot really zoom in, but on average, it was 20 to 50 contracts. And inside of this week, we had 152 bits and then 118 bits. So there is a high volume, negative delta, long wick, and it closes as a bearish, for example, like as a doji, for example, a falling star. It can be the stop loss hunting or it can be the profit taken, and usually signals a price reversal. The opposite will apply if this happens like below the previous, for example, support. So this can happen at the resistance. This can happen as a support. And it doesn't need to be necessarily bearish or bullish. It's the matter of a big volume inside a wick on a support or resistance that gets rejected, okay? And the price is showing you that there was an attempt, for example, let's say to go lower in this case, and it gets rejected, the price starts going up. Or it was aggressive sellers coming in, the price starts reversing. So whatever it is, we have long wick, we have big volume, we have support or resistance, we have a doji candle, a falling star or rising star pattern. This is also the sign of the reversal. The most important is that within this week, you should have the volume, you should have activity of buyers or sellers. Okay, so this is basically some of the things, 6 different setups that I use for myself for the footprint trading. And it applies for all the kinds of markets. I suppose there will be questions regarding like which markets you can apply it to. Pretty much anything. You can apply it to, I started with the currency futures, for example, then the ES and then Q, mini S&P 500, Nasdaq. You can apply it for crypto, especially Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they are more liquid and you have more trading, and like liquid kind of altcoins you can apply it to as well. These 2 patterns can be applicable very much for any type of the market, including stocks, including, for example, not liquid cryptos, altcoins, because usually when you see before the huge reversal or before the huge move, there is a lot of volume coming in the market and the price goes, because like without this volume, the price is not going to move, right? So you can use the footprint to predict, like, you know, when the price starts moving for X and X, like whatever, if it comes to the altcoin market as well. So that is this. Now, I do have another presentation of volume, but I suppose we're going to make it another time, because I'm going to talk for another hour if I'm going to start talking about the volume concepts. So maybe what we can do is to answer some questions. And I think a volume is a little bit easier concept, so I decided to go with a more difficult one from the start. So let me just open maybe their channel and see if we have any questions in the chat.
Before you look at the chat, I do have a question, you know, like the way I use the absorption and acceptance is only with bubbles, but the way you use it with the cluster candles, it's really good to watch, you know, because there is not always we're gonna get the bubbles on chart. It's good to have the look on candles as well, because if I'm scalping on NQ, especially, I look for the bubbles, and sometimes they don't pop up and I don't take trade, and it will go into my direction and still I'm not executing it.
Again, what was the question? I understand how you use it. But...
Yeah. So, is there any way to do any settings in bubbles where we can see the actual limit orders or bids and the candles instead of waiting for big players trades? You know?
Yeah, but limit orders you can see by heat map, or you can see limit orders in the depths of market.
Yeah.
So there is an indicator which is called the depth of market. It shows you the limit orders. And you can also use a heat map. It's going to highlight for you the limit orders as well. But I'm going to open now Nadas. I'm going to show you how it looks more or less. Yeah, 1 second. But basically, it needs level 2 data. So when you trade, you need a level 2 data to access this kind of thing.
Mhm.
And if you have it, it's going to show like limit orders. For the footprint charts, it's level 1 is enough, but for this is level 2 is necessary. Okay, 1 second.
So on what time frame do you usually use this on, or what time frame is it best suited for?
If it comes to footprint, I would say not higher normally than 1 second. Okay. No, normally not higher than 5 minutes, because it's just gonna get. You can use it for more, but it's gonna get so many of them that you will not be able to see the data inside. So the rows, the amount of rows, you know. So it's usually better to have it like a lower time frames, or different types of charts, like some weird types of charts, for example, that we've seen yesterday, you know, on TradingView, this kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you use this across all assets, like including crypto and gold and PAXG, or is it best suited for one particular asset class from your experience?
No, you can use it on all the assets, because the market auction, the fun thing about it is that the market auction works exactly the same on all the types of assets, right? So it doesn't, there's no difference between the different assets. Difference is only that, of course, sometimes like it's going to work differently depending on the liquidity. So for gold, for example, instead of using the difference between bid and ask, I prefer to use, for example, the volume footprint, so the total amount of asks and bids, and trade based on the volume inside of the footprint. And for example, for crypto market, for Bitcoin and Ethereum, you can use the difference between a bid and ask, so delta, for example, something like this. So it's sometimes there are different. Sometimes there is different kind of settings that you might apply for the. You might apply for the footprint charts, but. It depends on the assets a little bit, but the concept is exactly the same.
Interesting.
I don't have this at the moment, like the settings, but basically this is the depth of market indicator. You need to change the amount of levels, like, so it can be a lot on the top and on the bottom, and it's gonna show like with the lines where the big orders, like the big amount of limit orders are placed. So it's like a histogram, but like ever moving histogram. And sometimes these limit orders are like icebergs, so they get removed, for example, when the price gets closer to them. So you need to be careful with limit orders, because sometimes they're like a trap. The price gets closer to this and you expect the rejection, and they remove it and the price flies through this, for example. So with the limit orders, it needs to be like slightly like careful. And this is the heat map. So the heat map is showing you basically the limit orders. So you can also like adjust it and like do like a lot of different things in terms of the heat map. But this is the current market price, bid and ask. And the bright levels are the limit orders next to the market price. And as well, obviously, you can adjust this kind of things to see like more on top or on the bottom. I just don't really use it like in my trading too much. So I don't have this adjusted. But if you take, for example, S, okay, it's going to start loading now. So you can see that there is a big limit order here. It was here. The price gets closer. It gets filled. You see, it gets removed. There is another limit order here, for example. You see the bright levels are the ones that are having limit orders. And when they get placed more and more, they become brighter and brighter and brighter. So this is, for example, the huge limit order. And you can see the amount of contracts on the depths of market on the right side. So this is exactly how the depth of market indicator looks, and this is exactly how it's represented on the heat map. So right now on this level, we had 111, 110 buy limit orders, so buy limit contracts specifically placed. The price filled in some of them, so there is 89, 90 left, depending, like people remove it and so on sometimes. So it comes, it gets it filled, as you can see, and we have only 40 left. There is another buy limit, like big buy limit level here, 90, 91 contracts. Another one gets formed here. So it shows you the limit order like response in a real time to the orders. But this is more for a scalping approach, of course, because it shows at the moment, or for example, confirmation of entry or confirmation of trade of managing position when you have it opened already.
Also, do you like to use the delta profile when you are trading on 5 minute instead of the cluster chart? Because that's what I do. Like only put the delta profile and trade with the price.
No. I had this trade in the morning, but I closed the break even finally because it was like ranging. This one, no, I use the volume profile. I don't use delta profile actually. Especially for gold, I use a volume profile always. This is 5 minutes, and for entries, I use the chart which is called the range XV chart, and for clusters as well. So this is how my footprint chart looks. For example, for gold, like this is bid and ask. You can also set it as a volume, for example, and it needs to be like set different, like different a little bit sensitivity, because we have quite a big volume on the New York, and this was set for the London. So we have a lot of bright clusters. But if I go into the settings and I adjust this, we're gonna have less sensitivity. So here we have a little bit like less bright orders, like bright clusters inside. But I use the volume profile and I use the footprint on the range XV, not usually on the 5 minutes even. Let me maybe check the chat.
I'm just looking at the price of Bitcoin is dumping right now. Not to distract from your presentation, but
You are selling it?
what are you? I'm guessing you're bearish
Yeah, I'm bearish.
on both PAXG and BTC.
On PAX, actually, I'm not so bearish. I'm gonna explain why in a second.
Okay.
No, but for gold, I'd say until 78,850 something, 7,900 something. This area here for Bitcoin, but this is only like this because if you look at their 4 hour, I was just doing this analysis in the morning. I'm actually quite bullish on Bitcoin, like overall, because if you place, this is a different topic, right? So we need a different call for this. But if you see how the volume was distributed on this recent downwards move, we have the majority of the volume traded here. We have this as a border of the area, of the value area with majority of the volume. We had it reject several times, and the price is right now in like a way of like consolidating here. And because we are constantly closing above this value area high and above this volume here, it's a little bit lagging here, above this area, I'm actually quite bullish on Bitcoin in the midterm until 86.2, for example, 90,000 or like 92 maybe maximum. So I would expect Bitcoin actually to continue higher. And then when we get into this zone here where we had the majority of the volume traded, this is where I would start selling at, either profit taken for long-term buys or start looking for more sells for Bitcoin in general here like this. So I'm quite bullish midterm. And for gold, I'm not so bearish, and I'm not really selling it anymore. And the reason is because if we look at let's look at the 4-hour time frame. I think this is going to be the best way to describe it. It's actually ranging. And if you look at the 4-hour time frame, we had this level around 46.70, 46.50, where the price already rejected yesterday. We had this short squeeze here. We still have the same zone. I assume that we might get into that more or less the same area and then continue higher again. The same with 30-minute time frame. If you look at the 30-minute time frame chart, yes, we have some kind of volume that was coming into the sell side. But on the other hand, this is the area from which I'm pretty much also expecting the price to continue higher. So I'm not long-term bearish on PAX. I'm expecting it to start going higher after this. And I'm expecting if it starts going higher, my target for this is above the previous highs, so above 47.88, so approximately 4,800. 4,800, 4,815 for the futures price. Or
this was a great representation. Really enjoyed that one. And I know you're working on Anastasiia is actually working on a course as well. So we're gonna get more of this. Honestly, very professional analysis you did here, and I love the way you're breaking down the charts here, because it's you're kind of showing a world that price action traders will never be able to see unless they have access to these tools, because price without volume is you're making yourself a disservice if you don't understand volume, I believe. So I think it's super important. I want to show you guys something before we move on to the giveaway as well. First of all, and everyone that writes anything in the comment section will automatically be entered into a giveaway. So just write anything. You don't have to write specifically the word anything, but just write anything. Anyone that's in the comment section will be eligible to win an account today. Check out Sol. I had a limit order here. Look at this. How frustrating is this? Look at that. Look at that limit order right there.
Do we have to talk about Sol? Can we talk about Ethereum?
Hey man, you have to watch this. Have you seen that Clockwork Orange where it's like they got the eyes open? No. That's what you need to do. Really, that's what you need to do.
You guys are really torturing me today.
No, but look at that sell limit order. Crazy. Yeah, it's insane. I'm actually going to enter a short on Bitcoin right now. I have the confirmation that I wanted on Bitcoin. I think we had the top on Bitcoin here. I don't think okay. We might move higher, just like Anastasiia is saying. We have midterm bullish, and I tend to agree with that. We might hit 85, maybe 90 within the next few weeks, maybe a month or two, right? But I'm seeing a topping formation here, and we might potentially. And we might potentially front run that whole idea. So then what are we thinking here? Because we have the exit above this range. So what I'm thinking is we're probably going to come back and test the range lows area on Bitcoin. And if the situation deteriorates even further, I'm looking to take this down all the way down to the range EQ of this range, which would be around 69. So this is the order. This is the trade that I'm going to put in. Actually, I'm going to put my TP all the way down here, and then I'm simply going to trade my stop down, because I do see that there is a possibility that this uptrend is breaking right now, and then we might actually start a downtrend. And I'm just going to follow that trend, how long, whichever level we're going to hit. So this is the nice thing with trading directly in TradingView with DX Trader. We can use right-click that one. We can click Create Limit Order, press Market, 1%, and then Sell. And there we go. That's the orders right in the market right there. So I'm short on Bitcoin right here on up. All right. Without further ado, let's get that giveaway up and running. So everyone that has written anything in the chat, you will be eligible to win a giveaway. And as soon as Ayush get the list ready, the time is up to join the giveaway. We're making a new list. We're removing everyone from the last list. And yeah, that's it. Let's do this. Ready? We need to do more presentation like that on the stage. I think that was good. That was really good.
I have a volume 1 as well, so I have setups for volume, and there is a 90 and another 100 pages. That was only part of it.
Nice. No, I love that. That's really looking forward
like
to that. Yeah, it was
university level course. It was very professional.
Thanks a lot.
It was very professional, but I mean, this is not the first time I'm seeing a presentation from Anastasiia. She's always very, very professional in her presentations, and has obviously very deep knowledge about these subjects, especially when it comes to reading volume in this way. So yeah, we're definitely spoiled to have Anastasiia here with us, and yeah, I hope you had some.
A little like hyper responsibility, if it comes to preparing for the presentations. I guess it's a good thing.
I know, but it's good. It's better to be well prepared than to not be prepared. Like, it's better to be over prepared than to not be prepared.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, I see that we have ducks on Ayush's screen. Yeah, let's go. Ayush, you must have like the worst computer in India, because like, why is it lagging when you're running duck race?
It's completely fine from my end. I don't know.
Huh. Oh, I'm gonna watch the live feed. Maybe it's just the preview window we're getting here in the platform.
Let's do 30 seconds, I guess.
Yeah, 30 seconds. How many names do we have? We got 17.
17.
We should have more. We should have more names. Are you sure we just had 17?
Yeah, exact 17. I picked the last one. Okay, we have more people now. I think I have to add them.
Yeah, we need to add more people. We should have way more than 17. Okay, so everyone that types anything within the chat, I'm gonna give you 1 minute. Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 minute. All right. Anyone that types anything. Get in. We got 19 people watching, which means we should have 19 people in this list, guys. We should have 19 people. If you haven't written anything, write something. Get about 1 minute to enter the giveaway, and then we'll do the giveaway, and we should be able to wrap this up in time. All right.
Okay,
Man,
took a
that's so
screenshot till the
straight from-
Glenn chat. Below that, okay.
Okay, we got more people now. So see if we can. So the way I do it is I take a screenshot and then give it to ChatGPT or Claude, and then just tell it, add any
extract
new
the
names. Yeah, not add the.
Where is my name? I think I'm gonna add you. Don't worry. You are the second one, Shubham Sani. Okay, got many names. I'm gonna take a screenshot.
Right, that's 1 minute. Let's gather the names, and we'll do the giveaway.
Okay, so I should stop right taking screenshot.
Yeah.
See many name
All
repeating.
good. Do we have Geomir in there? Can we scroll down? I want to see if we have Geomir in there. Can you scroll down on the list? I'm moving on my end. Typing. Okay, it's adding the new names, right?
Yeah, I'm adding the new names.
Our Solus
don't
is
know.
continues lower. Great surprise action today.
Yeah, price market is not the best today. Huh?
So I guess the PPI in combination with the CPI tells us that inflation is higher.
So we got 33 people now. We're good to start.
All right, let's go. So what are we doing today? We're doing a two-step. We're doing two-step. Let's do it 25K.
That's looking really bad. I'm sorry, guys.
What's looking bad?
Like everything.
All right. I'm clicking.
Oh, I don't know. I'm short. Oh, it's sound. We got sound. Okay, look at this. Where's Trump? It's Trump now. We got Batman instead. That's good. I like Batman. Okay, we got Batman. Who's Batman? That's Initial Maverick. Let's see if Initial Maverick can win an account. I think he won an account already. Oh yeah, we got about 10 seconds left here. We got Ninja Forever.
Okay. Look at Panda.
Panda? You think the Panda? Oh, the Panda's gonna make it. Really? You think the Panda's gonna make it? Yeah, congratulations, Gerard Louis something 3590.
3590.
Something.
Write something in chat.
Something 3590. Write something in chat to claim your price. And
Okay, he's in the chat.
please do it quickly so we can get rid of the sound. Yeah, he's in here. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, we're done, guys. That's it. We are done for the day. And I would like to first of all, Gerald, you need to add your email to your YouTube profile. So go into your YouTube profile and add your email, and then I will be forwarding you your email to the team so we can set you up with a 25K two-step account. All right, everyone, thank you for joining today, and especially thank you, Anastasiia, for coming on here today and sharing your presentation on volume profile and the footprint charts, and looking forward to that next presentation.
Thanks a lot.
Cool.
Thank you for
Great debate.
inviting me. I hope it was not too complicated.
No, actually,
I
it was
think
very
it's,
detailed and simple.
Thanks, Ayush.
Yeah,
I
very
remember
good.
you asking about footprint as well, so I was like,
Yeah.
okay, we go with footprint.
Tomorrow we're gonna have Brett, which is the CEO and a co-founder of Tradeify, which is the Tradeify futures, and also, you know, under this umbrella that is Tradeify crypto and the whole Tradeify empire. He's coming on tomorrow, and please make sure that you come on and prepare all your questions for the CEO directly. And let's see if we can get him to trade crypto. We're gonna select the shittiest shitcoin. And we're gonna see if he has the balls to trade this market. Because remember, he comes from the future market, right? These futures traders, they don't know anything. They don't know anything about volatility. We're gonna have him watch the. I hope there's gonna be a lot of action tomorrow. This is gonna be flat.
And also,
All right,
guys, I have planned something for tomorrow, so make sure to join. I have some surprise for you guys.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Making me a little bit nervous. Interesting. All right.
Wow. Okay.
See you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
See you,
See you guys.
Jonathan.
Thank you guys for
Thanks a
joining.
lot.
Bye.
Stay safe.